Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. What we need, solidarity, solidarity, whoa, solidarity, Lord, solidarity, oh yes, solidarity, 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 what we need, solidarity, what we need, solidarity, whoa, solidarity, 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 solidarity. 1, 2, 3. Wake up and live your. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. Wake up and live. Life is one big road with lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thought, put your vision to reality. Yeah. All together now, wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and wake up and live. Yeah. Wake up and live now. Wake up and wake up and live. Rise, ye mighty people. Yeah. There's work to be done, so let's do it a little by a little. Rise from your sleepless slumber. Yes, 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 yes. We're more than sand and the seashore. We're more than numbers. All together now. Wake complicates your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your dog, put your dream to reality. Yeah. All together now. Wake up and live. Yeah.
Eternal Father, bless our land, guard us from evil.
Many rivers to cross, but I can't seem to find my way over. Wandering, I am lost as I travel along wide cliffs of Dover. Many rivers to cross, and it's only my will that keeps me alive. I've been licked, washed up for years, and I merely survive because of my pride. But loneliness won't leave me alone. It's such a drag to be on your own. My woman left and she didn't say why. Well, I guess I have to cry. Many rivers to cross, but just where to begin? I'm playing for time. There've been times I find myself thinking of committing some dreadful crime. Yes, I got many rivers to cross, but I can't seem to find my way over. Wandering, I am lost as I travel along. What's the matter, people? Solidarity, solidarity. wanna work for a living. Everybody want their children warm. Everybody wants to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. Nobody likes to act so much.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. We are here on this full grayish morning at the Ligony Club. This is the Morning Connection on Bess 100 FM. We're not in studio this morning. It is Free Flowing Thursday. Welcome to those who have joined us on air and those of you who have joined us online. We treasure you, especially because you give us your feedback right on the spot, for good or bad. We love to hear from you, so thank you for taking the time right here at our outdoor studio. Welcome to our producer. He greets you too, because you know it's a team event. And beside me, Pastor Percival Palmer, co-hosting with me for this episode of the Morning Connection. Wow, it's a new year, 2024, the 4th of January, 2024. Welcome to you, Pastor Percival. Good morning.
Good morning, Minett. How are you today?
I am very well. You know, I told you my sister leaves today, taking with her the 12 feet of nephews.
12 feet of both
Well,
of them
they're
are
both
6
six.
feet. Both of them are 6 feet. Oh wow!
So 12 feet of nephews.
And they've stopped.
departing.
They've stopped growing. They stopped growing. Or
Well, they do say what? Men continue to grow up to age, what, 24?
So?
But, yeah, well, they're growing. Various parts may still be growing. But I think they've topped out in the height department. I believe so.
Yeah,
One is
correct.
20 and one is 22.
Yes, one was kind of giant. That's how I met them. Yeah.
You met both of them, yes.
And he had a little his younger cousin on his shoulder.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
and they were doing what they were doing. But
And they
it-
were doing what they were doing.
But it is
Yes.
always interesting.
Yeah, man, absolutely beautiful.
It's good to be alive today.
Are you sure? Because you
Yes,
sounded
ma'am.
a little doubtful. Let's hear it again.
It's good to be alive today. It is. It
I
is.
don't know, Percival. You gotta convince me.
A new look for the new year.
By the way,
No.
where's Lowell's microphone? Didn't I say I pray that you get a microphone this morning?
I'm not getting into that one
Yeah.
today.
No,
I leave
You know,
it.
it's funny. You came in and you used a certain phrase to describe your worship this morning. So sweet to be lost in the Word of God and the meditation and the revelations that come at you so swiftly. You don't want to unhook. So this morning we were a little late heading out too, because of the same thing, going through and getting lost in the conversation and the sharing.
Getting lost in the
So
conversation.
I said to him, get a microphone so we can all chat this morning, because we're not having any guests.
Oh,
this
JPS
morning.
cannot come in today?
I don't think everybody gets geared up back until next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Between, first you take time off from work, and it means work needs to be fully caught up with. And then you have external obligations. So I'm realizing that even we went into the bank. When did we go into the bank? Yesterday? 2 tellers with about 50 people in the line. Well, you know, some people that came in with the energy of 2023 and start cuss right away. They did not do a reset.
And say, no, man.
They
It
said,
look
no,
like
no.
when they're
Who
on
tell
holiday.
us? But the truth of it is not everybody's back at their desk just yet.
That's true.
You know, even institutions take a little time to ramp up.
Do you think that causes them to miss the opportunities that come?
It's about planning. I think I hear someone in the corner saying plan. It's about planning, and it's also about customer service.
Yeah.
Because if the customer is at the center of your thinking, then you know that the customer was on holiday too and have things backed up business-wise. That's going to bring them into the bank. Now, I know that all over the world, banks are chasing customers out of the banking hall and to the ATMs. But you see what's going on. You have to plan with wisdom. There was a distinct lack of wisdom at a certain bank in New Kingston.
It was one bank
actually-
or it was the same as you went across the different banks?
I don't have either the ability or the need.
I thought you were doing a survey.
No, don't let anybody think that Minett have accounts at all the banks. No, I just went to one bank.
Yeah, but that's so
And
unfortunate though, the
people
customer
who had
service.
deposits, they say, go use the drop box and put your deposit into the mouth of the machine that
That eats up
give you an
everything.
electronic receipt, which don't mention how much you deposit.
Oh, it doesn't? I didn't.
No, you write up whatever you're doing, and
And then
it
it
puts a
attests.
date stamp on your receipt,
So you can't
on
lose
your on what you wrote up.
Okay.
But you know, it's not like somebody eyeballing it and making sure. You could, I presumably say you put in $1 million, and when they get it and count it, it's 900,000. And
Oh boy,
the
and then you have
question
the
is,
real problem.
did the envelope break in the box? Did
Oh.
somebody, whatever? Because things can happen. It's in an
I
envelope.
like what you said, that did the envelope break in the box? You like
Well-
somebody went in and stuck
And
it
broke
out.
it. Yeah, but
You know, I was
those
talking.
things can happen.
I was talking to somebody yesterday. You know what? What's happening in our banks is a real concern to me, because I was, you know, me always a fast with people when I go and I chat to people. I just,
Yes.
and I
we
got
know
a
you
chance to share with somebody faith, because I do that all the time. But I was just, a man complaining. I went to another government and he was complaining bitterly. Oh, them customer service so poor. But in this government, everybody, they were like 5 cubicles and all the cubicles were filled and there were people attending. So I says, what happened to you now, sir? He's a lawyer. And then he was relating this story to me about this lady who is one of his clients. And she...
Is it the same lawyer that writes about the same lady?
No, I don't think so. I don't
right.
think. But he was just saying that she lost $2 million. Her account, $2 million, and
The bank
and she
is
came
on
to.
our own.
No. They said okay, but sign this thing. You know what she signed to? That 1.5. So he said, but that's crazy. She signed off. They give her back 1.5 out of the 2 million that went missing, and it's not her fault. And I said, so what you told her? I said, I'm going to take up that case because she just signed and never know what she was doing.
So just grateful to
Get back to 1.5. And what was of concern to him was simply because she was a tenant and he noticed she weren't paying her rent, and then she explained to him, and I said, wow. But this thing in terms of what's happening in the bank, they're chasing everybody out of the banking hall, go online, but when you go online, they're not secure anymore. That can't be good.
No, it is not.
That can't be good. That can't be good.
And it's very...
And it's ramped up too, especially for the elderly people who, whatever is happening, and they are not tech savvy, and then they come and then carry them around the world 2-3 months. What did they do in the interim? Why they do investigating? They say, we're investigating it. We're investigating it. And here 3-6 months and not.
Maybe it's like my suitcase. You know, we returned from South Africa
And the suitcase.
early November, and our suitcase has not been delivered as yet.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that multi-billion-dollar airline, LATAM.
They can't find the suitcase.
We just get the sweetest text messages saying we're searching.
They must search.
Yes, we're sorry for your inconvenience. We have not forgotten you.
But they're still searching.
Yeah.
But no, but we're in January.
Yes, we're in another year. It's last year. It's been a year.
Yeah.
Clothes and important things in it, and I mean,
Are you
I'm at my
serious?
wit's end here because to pursue compensation is to be treated like the bank treat the lady. You get a fraction of what you lost
Okay.
because there are limits on, how
Alright,
they
will-
come.
they will
Right.
come here.
But I'm gonna take it very, very seriously now. I finished playing with them. Most of the things in the bag is Lowell's own, so so I've not been suffering as much as he has, and
Poor
maybe that's
Lowell.
why.
You need
Yeah.
a lot. That's crazy.
Need a different kind of lawyer,
Teach me to do your will, O God,
always.
for you are my God. May your gracious spirit lead me forward on a firm footing. Psalms 143, verse 10. Yesterday when we did our prayers, we were in Psalms 145, and that was just speaking about God's goodness and his kingdom coming forward. But that's where to start. Okay, yesterday we spoke about, remember what the verse I yesterday?
No, what verse was that?
Oh jeez. I guess we're becoming so mature.
What verse were you talking about yesterday? Remind me.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you don't remember? That's
Yes,
why you're saying it.
Yes, trying to remember
Oh.
what we yesterday, what we shared about, because the things happen so quickly. But it's along the same. Thy word have I hid in my heart that I may not sin against you.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
But,
where you were.
Yeah, but teach me to do your will. I believe, even as we focus on, remember we started with new things, new year, new beginnings, new things. And we were talking yesterday overall about corruption and what it meant. And I like what you did in terms of breaking down what corruption really means on an individual scale, on a community, in terms of the government. You remember that?
Yeah, man.
That what you did, and I think that was so very powerful. And I need to go back and look at that again and listen to it again, because I thought
To our
that
own
was
program?
yes, but I thought it was a good revelation
Yeah.
in terms of breaking it.
We did have a
the-
moment
the-
with
yeah.
it. And it continued somewhat even this morning between Lola and myself, looking at the way in which we're created. Well, we're talking about how God designed and functioned.
Yes.
That the human body was created to perform in a certain way, and there's a relationship with God that kind of holds it in tension. And how because of man's rebellion and the fall of man, we now have a corrupt, something corrupt was introduced. But the default setting is really what God designed. And the functionality of man is based on how he was designed. So if you were a software engineer or, you would, it's like
Back to
factory setting.
And that's what I was thinking about.
Yes.
That when you have a system in operation,
and
and you want, and it go, you go back to,
malfunctions
you go back to factory
or
setting.
sometimes it's not even like somebody maliciously introduced something new. It is that after it's been working over a period of time, bits and pieces of stray material get stuck in it because
ransomware and malware and,
and,
all those
and
different
and
things. that go-
interferes with its perfect function, bugs and glitches, and it begins to slow down and it begins to give you a poor performance. But there is a fix that the creator, the designer, has
Put in place.
put in place, that you have the code. If you go to that path, it brings you back into proper working order. We're talking about even healing. Your body is a self-healing organism, designed that way. which means that the one who designed it could accelerate the pace of healing, or
If he so desires.
could, if he so desires. And he gives you a code that you can use when you want accelerated healing, and we say it's a miracle. It is a miracle, because left by
intervention.
itself, it would perform at a certain pace. The things would happen at a certain pace. So we're talking about it and looking at the consequence of corruption, because when a perfectly designed system is manipulated or you interfere with it, it must disrupt and affect functionality
In all areas.
in all areas.
And the
because, yeah, you're so right. Because even if one area is performing well here, the fact that another area is not carrying its weight is going to put additional strain on the area that's performing well. And eventually, if it would have given you 10 years of service, it only give you 5 or 6 or 7 if you're lucky. If by reason of strength, you get another 2. But something that should have given you 10 years, you are having to replace it earlier than you should have. So even in government and in businesses, when we say what is the consequence of corruption, it impairs your productivity and your performance. Whether that impairment is brought to the book today or years down the line, it don't matter. It's real. It happens. And those who are sensible to the issue, about the issue, would make preparations and allowances for it. So we say, get back in line early as you can. Repent, change your way, and get back into proper functioning. When that happens, the things we call miracle today will become daily occurrences till we stop calling them miracle.
Become the normal.
They become norm, and you start to look for higher things.
It becomes supernaturally normal.
Yeah.
And it's
But
supernatural
you see,
become the normal.
where a bumper crop happen once every 5 years, you're now seeing that level of productivity every year, and you shift now to an expectation of something more. Who would not prosper in that environment?
All of us would prosper.
All of us would prosper.
That is why.
To be poor in that environment would mean you only have one house, you only have one car, and you only take vacation 3 times a year.
But
That's what it would mean to be poor.
Right. So that is why righteousness exalts a nation.
Absolutely.
And sin
is a reproach
unto it. And I was just thinking about it. When you really teach me to do thy will, O Lord, the fall function of us should be to return back to where God intended us to be in the book of Genesis.
Yeah.
In terms of being in relationship with Him, not having to struggle. When you read off what happens in Genesis, and it was free flowing, everything was going and doing everything as it should, and then all of a sudden, because we rebelled, it became a strain.
A struggle.
A struggle and a strain in terms of what could happen. And as you were talking, you know what hit me?
Not me.
No. Just a thought hit me, which was, there are some, remember I always speak about the 80-20 rule.
Yes, yeah. Fix this few big problems, and the multitude of small problems disappear. Yes.
So that's why my pet scripture, righteousness and justice, if you go back to the place of righteousness, then the truth and the mercy will follow. Yeah. And all of the things that we hope to see happening will happen.
Actually, it's kind of the reverse, because truth and mercy go before His face. If we catch truth and mercy, we'll be righteous.
And justice will flow down like a river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a river.
May I say good morning to our listeners?
You found a microphone?
And a very happy new year. It is such a pleasure. I'm just so grateful. Yes. To be starting the year in this fashion. And all our listeners, let me take this time to encourage you Join us on social
I
media.
think we'll have to take away his name.
We're on Facebook. We are on YouTube.
That is between
Please
the two.
join
We'll
us.
even up to.
Let us, get a nice, good, rollicking discussion going.
Yeah. All right. Welcome
Yes,
to the
folks.
discussion, Mr. Producer.
It is a pleasure to be here.
Yes. All right. This morning we were talking about healing. That's what started it. That for you to embrace a miracle, any miracle, you have to believe that God, in His infinite wisdom and awesomeness, designed us in a particular way and has the ability and the desire to see us restored to the way that He designed us.
That is His will, and
Yeah.
I shared about that on Sunday in church,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's more than His will. It's His design.
It's in the intention.
And
Yeah.
it's something that we continue to emphasize because people are not aware of it. You're not made with anything short. Yeah? And so it is the critical thing is for you to access that which is within you. She has given you. And that is what we need to seek to learn to do. It is to become in touch with your spiritual side, more with your spiritual side. That will help to activate things. Yeah?
More in touch? You mean, but
More in
we are
touch, yes.
spirit.
There are some who are.
We were created spirit, soul, body. And the spirit was what? Was in communion with God, and everything flowed from that. So it is when we come back in alignment, the spirit takes the lead, soul follow and body. But we in world
We let the loudest crying child
the body.
claim the attention because the body gets hungry and feels pain and get depressed and wants to scratch.
Yeah.
Body feels an itch and want to scratch. Makes the most noise.
Oh,
is that what I
geez.
said? What is it? The crying baby gets the most milk?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what has confused us. Something that came up this morning. We were talking about the voices you hear in your head. No one prepared us for the realization that spirit beings don't have tongue and mouth and larynx and this capacity to have ear pass through, so speech can occur. So in the spirit you communicate telepathically and through different means which allow you to absorb a lot of information faster. Sometimes the amount of time it takes for you to type something or to speak something, the thought is already asleep in your mind. It came, it did its job, and it gone to bed. And your hands are still or your tongue and your speech apparatus is still working to get it out. I know so many persons who think faster than they speak. That they practically stammer. It's like it collides in their mouth because their mind and the way they think moves at a faster pace. In the spirit, you get access to
Everything.
tons of information,
Infinite.
one shot.
Infinite. You are in the spirit.
Yes.
When you are reconnected, you are plugged into the infinite. So there's access to everything.
You'll get it through your skin, through your ears, through your... The point that we were getting excited about this morning is that not every voice you hear in your head is yours. I'm going to say it again. Your thoughts, what you call your thoughts, you hear something in your head, not every voice in your head is yours. Does that make sense to you, Pastor Percival? Because the spirit beings that are around you are communicating with you, bombarding you with thoughts, with impressions, with memories, with things that you think are your own because it's in your head. Sometimes when the Creator wants to make sure that you don't miss that is Him talking, He gives an audible tone to His voice. Like I just see Percy spin. Did you hear something?
Yes, I heard.
It gets your attention, doesn't it? You are in your house and you hear somebody call your name.
That happened to me. I said,
Speak, Lord, thy servant heareth.
Oh, yes, I've heard it.
Yeah,
My name very clearly, Lowell.
Yeah, I hear Lord
then
saying,
nothing after
Minett,
that,
did you
and I'm
call
saying-
me?
I go around and
I said, say, speak, Lord, thy servant heareth.
It's like when Samuel was
Your
called.
name is Samuel. His name is
I
Samuel.
am Samuel.
So he should be attuned.
I tell him all the time, I say, speak, Lord. Yeah.
Be attuned.
So you hear, whenever he wants to get your attention, so you're not confused and think
You know,
he
we're on the
gives
break,
an audible
but
sound.
people,
We are on the break?
we're about
I
to
was hearing that.
go to the break,
That's
but
what I'm saying. You need to go on a break.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I did other in between.
Not my attention, man.
all right.
Yes.
Remember, I control the mics. Okay. All right, folks, we're gonna go for a break.
Or 7
Stay
o'clock break.
tuned. We'll be right back.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
The following is a radio drama brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA.
Annie? Wow! I have not seen you in ages.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's certainly been a long time, eh? I haven't seen you since we finished university?
I think so. I think the last time I saw you was when you had just started working at that place with Child Development Agency or something like that.
Yes, it is now the Child Protection and Family Services Agency.
Sorry. It's like God let me run into you today because I need some help with my daughter, Candy.
Really? How old is she now?
She's 12, man, and of late, it's like she's a whole new person. I don't know what to do with her. She get lazy. She stopped doing her school work. She looking into space all the time. And it's like, me and her father, we can't talk to her. The least little thing, she lashes out at us. And I'm feeling so frustrated.
That's definitely not normal behavior at all, you know. Have you spoken to her teacher at school to find out if she's also noticing these changes?
Yes, I went by her school and spoke with the guidance counselor. She's going to try and assist us to get some counseling for Candy.
Yes, because what you just described to me could be signs of something going wrong mentally. Worst case scenario, her mental health and well-being might be deteriorating.
No, Annie, what? Mental health deteriorating? But how can that be possible? And we try our best to give her everything. No, man, it cannot be that.
Susan, the pandemic has impacted our children more than we could ever imagine. With the shift from in-person classes to online learning, many children lost their safe space among their peers. Some of them, parents lost their jobs and the home situation changed. We've had to be dealing with even more cases at the office than usual.
Seriously? Candy is definitely going through something and I don't know what it is.
Remember, the school has promised to help, but you can take her to a specialist like a psychologist or a psychiatrist who can provide professional help.
Really? I didn't know children could just go to those doctors like that. But then again, I don't know if there is a need for that. Whatever she's going through will eventually go away, don't it?
No, Susan. Mental health is no joke. These little things can grow into monsters if you don't get the help at the right time. At CPFSA, we're seeing an increase in the number of children in state care whose mental health and well-being have been impacted. To help address this issue, we've recently expanded our mental health services with a mobile unit through a partnership that we have with the Transformation Implementation Unit. This allows us to access state-of-the-art psychological tools to screen children and identify the best course of action to get them help. It's hard to hear that Candy is having these challenges, though, and you really should go get some help for her.
You know what, Annie? Yes, I really should. I had no idea this issue impacted so many of our young people. And I am beyond grateful for the advice you have given me today. I have to talk to her father, though, about it right away. We will do anything to help our Candy.
Susan, you know I'm here to help in any way I can to ensure that Candy gets the help she needs. Come, let me give you my number, and you call me anytime to talk it through, okay?
Thank you so much, Annie.
That was brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, protecting children, empowering families, securing the future.
A stable family is the best environment for every child. At the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, we have made caring for our nation's children easier by making better use of information and communication technology in our processes. This includes integrating the National Children's Register's processes into our case management system. As a result, staff can efficiently access case files and process cases promptly and seamlessly. We will also be equipping nurseries with sensory equipment to support the growth of children with special needs. The CPFSA, protecting children, empowering families, securing the future. Visit childprotection.gov.jm to learn more. This ICT expansion project is being implemented in collaboration with the Transformation Implementation Unit.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Greetings! Bitter Sugar returns to Bess FM. Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Tune in as we put forward Bitter Sugar. Yes, your host, Brother Miguel Lorne, as we ride. This is education, African fundamentalism, purity of the race, self-reliance, repatriation. These are topics we're going to go into. Tune in, Bess FM, as we put forward Bitter Sugar once more.
Isn't it strange how princesses and kings
that no sound healthy at all. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Bess FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Bess FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
and love more, 'cause you open up the door.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday, giving you the better vibes heard everywhere.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Reliable health care? We have it! Yes, we do! Great George Street Pharmacy, shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best.
Came before, son.
All right. Good morning and welcome back. I just issued a command to the producer who can do all things through Christ. I just asked him to move the sun. Whoa, the sun is directly in our face. I don't know if you can see us. If you're online looking at us, you're going to see that I am looking very angelic. I should have a glow, a halo of light all over me because the sun is, it's a beautiful day. And I think it's an appropriate time to just give some love to our sponsor. We're sitting in the garden, just right outside the dining pavilion at the Ligony Club. JD's Urban Pub is the restaurateur here. Jason Del Valle, operates the restaurant here. And the ladies are out at this hour of the morning. You can see a little brisk trade beginning to pick up. People are moving to and fro. And the sun is right in my eye. Yes, if you stand right there, producer, it offers relief. I am trying to get the producer to do something for us. But outside of that, Happy New Year to the staff and to the operators of JD's Urban Pub and the Ligony Club. We've been very fortunate. We've been here now 2 years. We're into the second year. Yeah. It gives us really such wonderful relief to be out of the studio. Got to figure out how to have more days when we can feel the sun on our face.
Or on your back?
Or on your back. No, I prefer to receive it on my face.
It warms
gives me
your
more,
back.
Gives me more hope.
Oh.
Yeah, the sun rising. We're in that segment of the day, what is it, late morning watch? Well, it's the first watch of the day, operating between 6 a.m. and
9
9.
o'clock.
Right. When it is the time that you express your declarations and your hopes for what the rising sun will deliver. It brings healing. Ah, perfect spot. You got it. More to the Stay right there.
Well, he can do that. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what he's supposed
Absolutely.
to do. Yeah.
He's the producer.
Yeah, not
So
only
let's see,
producer, but beyond producer, he's the husband.
He's my husband. He should cover me.
Yes.
But you're getting some coverage too. All right, move out of the coverage.
No, I'm not. Maybe I'm not getting my son, but
yeah.
But where we were, and we're
giving some love to Ligani Club,
Yes.
as we do need to mention from time to time. The wonderful amenities at the club, a full-service gym, aerobic room, weights room, walking trails in the gardens of the club, also a beautiful and very, very talented restaurant chef.
And staff, yeah.
And staff, yeah. And hotel rooms that give you a home away from home feel if you're in the city, looking to do business, just needing a quiet place that is stylish and genteel. The Ligani Club is your place. Squash courts, 6 of them. Tennis courts, 8 of them. Pickleball, I remembered it without struggling. A pickleball court has been installed. It's swimming, whatever athletic pursuit you enjoy at the club, even if you want to run. The Emancipation Park is nearby. It really is an ideal spot. And parking, there's no better parking in New Kingston. So please remember the Ligani Club when you are making your choice
and
to visit Kingston.
You won't come in and park and then you come back out on the vehicle.
And the vehicle has taken a holiday.
They park with a prayer. You heard that? You saw that headline?
No, I did not. Where is that? A
Park
hotel?
with a prayer. No, it where somebody was relating in the paper in some areas. They parked her vehicle, got a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come back out, the vehicle gone. And no explanation. So they say
dear.
park with a prayer.
Oh,
But
well,
you had pointed out.
we advocate praying.
I know, no. But yeah, we are always praying and advocating. But what in terms of liability, like if you go into a place and they give you a ticket and say, what happens in law?
You are liable. There's this belief that if you put park at your own risk, it relieves you of liability. You still have those who own the land and operate the place. There's still a thing called occupiers liability law. If you're the occupier of land, you have an obligation to make some basic arrangements to ensure the safety of those whom you invite on the land. And whether you gave them a gilt-edged invitation or you just throw open the gate, those who come on your property to do whatever business you are set up to accommodate, you owe them some duty of care. Now, the extent of the duty becomes debatable depending on the particular circumstances, but don't be fooled by the sign that says, park at your own risk. You still have some duty to those who come to your place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But some of them, maybe the duty is limited to insurance coverage. Maybe there are other things that as long as they've put up the proper signage. So if you know that the parking areas are open land and it neighbors a place where things could happen, you alert persons to the risk and you do what is reasonable in law to minimize that risk. Thank you. We're being served with water, which I absolutely need.
So now I understand. So that headline that says park with a prayer, really, if you park and somebody give you a ticket.
That's Christian outreach. Park with a prayer. They're encouraging you to pray.
You know, when I saw it first, I was just thinking about what happened in the second city with Genesis, that the Genesis couldn't happen. So I was saying, that's a follow-up. They just park in the area and were praying. No, it was something about somebody parking and they're stealing their vehicle.
Yeah.
But
What happened to Genesis was rough.
No, man.
Rough.
At least Genesis Kingston happened, but Genesis Montego Bay never happened, even though there were other events that happened in the second
That's
city.
what makes it rough, because it's not one rule for all. And we got to get that part right. That's
and it
why
goes
the
back
cry
to where
for
we started.
justice is
And it
so-
goes back to where we started, because the whole thing of a system and the whole thing of corruption in a system. And you ask yourself, so what must we do?
Yeah.
What must you do as a law-abiding citizen? Because that's a point you made. And somebody made it yesterday and the day before, that the people who seem to be law-abiding are the people who are feeling feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
You ask yourself.
I know the antidote. I mean, so we spoke of it as, if there's corruption, then there's a cure. So we know what the cure is, but for the cure to be effective to the whole organism, then you need a critical mass to come on board, and that's what we press for more people to come on board, so that the entire body will benefit from the cure. Because it really don't matter that you beat this cancer, but down there, so in your foot, something else is bubbling up that is gonna take you out. That's no victory.
But that analogy,
yes,
can be used in our nation. You are saying that we're going so well here.
You're tracking the headline now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We've had, what they say, 10 consecutive quarters of growth is what's been announced as having taken place in Jamaica. Yet the polls show that the plight of the poor, the vulnerable people in Jamaica, is plummeting. Plummeting, it dropping precipitously at a rapid rate. Somebody gonna expire. And I like what Professor Clayton is quoted here as saying. First, he says, and who is Professor Clayton? I know you know him well. Anthony Clayton, Professor of Caribbean Sustainable Development at UWI, made an assessment of these findings coming out of the Don Anderson poll. Now, this poll conducted by Mr. Anderson is the gift that keeps on giving. We already know that these polls, they deliver a little bit every week, every day. But
is there a breakdown in terms of the areas of growth? Because that is what I am interested in.
Not in this article. This article was just addressing the result for the poll. But you can see how they, remember there are some areas that they don't measure well. For example, even here, Professor Clayton is acknowledging that growth has been reported in the tourism sector.
Yes.
Measured by the continued introduction or addition of rooms.
Right.
Because they're still, and if you're adding rooms, then there's growth in the construction sector because you're building the rooms. And there's going to be employment and spin-offs from what's going on in tourism. But so he says a couple of things. He says, first, the hotel sector has continued on its growth trajectory, pointing to the construction of more rooms. Other sectors, I'm less confident that they are making the necessary investments to sustain the recovery, but that is left to be seen. The recovery they're talking about here, you said it too, Lowell, COVID. We are still in the rebounds from COVID. So there was
people talk about growth. If your economy shut down.
Yeah.
if your economy shut down, anything from that is growth. So when people are 10 consecutive, because if you lost 10%,
that's why it's important to look at longer periods.
Yeah, because
so
you have to see what it was before.
Yeah.
And people keep saying that because if your
heart did stop,
anything beyond that is
a miracle.
Is a growth. So let us see in that. But that's
so he
why
says that. But he also made the point, that we've had a couple of years of very depressed growth. And that means certain matters are pent up. We're now seeing something of a resurgence.
Right, that's correct.
But other sectors from tourism, he says he's not confident that adjustments are being made there, investments are being made there to sustain the rebound from COVID. The interesting point is that this suggests what we're seeing is a recovery with really very little trickle-down. I don't like trickle-down economics.
Doesn't work. Hasn't worked.
And we're still, he's not he's commenting on it. He's not even analyzing it for rightness of policy or anything.
Right.
He's just commenting on it, and the comment he made is that what we're seeing is very little trickle-down taking place.
Is the comparison in relation to the pre-COVID period?
No, it's not a comparison. It's just a commentary
It's just a general,
on what is.
okay, a measurement.
So you take a snapshot of where we are, and 58, let me tell you, no, 61% of Jamaicans age 18 to 24 in the poll.
Yes.
Everybody feeling it.
In there said 3 in every 5 young Jamaicans are of the view that the circumstances of the poor Jamaicans are deteriorating.
And they see it, you know.
So,
3 to 5.
So you see,
3 in every 5.
So if 60%...
We're talking about growth. Your economy is growing while your people are starving. So there's a problem with the management. Well, we know that, but clearly it speaks to other issues that must be addressed. Because if your economy is growing, it should reflect in the lives of the people.
Do you remember a revelation I shared with you after the 2008 financial meltdown? I'm testing his memory.
Well,
looking at it, I was saying to Lowell, as we were doing our own forecasting, wealth does not disappear. Because wealth is like energy.
It moved to one place. Moved from one section.
It moved from one section to the other.
Which is what has happened,
when you see people measuring growth in one place and loss in another, the wealth in one has shifted to the other place. And that's what's happening in Jamaica.
But
we still have the same $10.
It's what has happened in the world. Because even COVID, when they looked at what happened, they said the rich
got richer.
So much richer in terms of their net, that mass of paper.
Yeah.
Significant. And the people down at the bottom, it went down for them. Their living condition.
So and remember now, you know, the rich of the world is what? Less than 1%? So you have 8 billion people. Understand that the 99% of the world's population are wealthier than the 1%. So if that 1% draws even 10% of what is in the 99%, their wealth is going to, on an individual basis, their wealth will enter the stratosphere.
Which is what has happened.
And that is what has happened. May I get deeply philosophical with you on this issue? Please remember, after the Lord created the world, the rest of us are in it, manipulating and rearranging what he has created. We are creating nothing. Therefore, it stands to reason that when there's a shift in wealth, it's not that we created new wealth.
No.
It is that we have manipulated what already is to create a different result in different hands. So for me, 2008, I had said to Lowell, fear not, wealth does not disappear or destroyed. It changes hands. So in the movies, they say, follow the money. Similarly, in your planning, in your business, look for where it's popping up. And whatever it is that you do to serve that area of endeavor,
so you're gonna make your
and
money.
Pull back from it.
So you're gonna make your money.
That's how you're gonna make your money.
But we saw that in Jamaica.
That's why crime and violence is on the rise in Jamaica, because a lot of the ways in which wealth has changed hand in Jamaica has come out of corruption and thievery. There are hardworking people who barely make a 1% gain, and a man can step out of nothing into a certain position of authority and access to wealth, and overnight he has an estate and houses and cars and money beyond what he can count.
Which is why
he stole it.
Which is why.
So
that's why
other
corruption.
criminals other criminals line up for thief it back because they see that the way to getting wealth is by stealing it.
It's not by hard work.
Not by hard work and endeavor.
But you know,
Steal it.
That's a very interesting point that you make. And that is why we keep focusing on this issue of corruption, because corruption affects every single...
Everything.
Every single...
It is the real virus, Percy.
It is a real virus that has come out of COVID in a bigger way.
It's about time people realize that the change that we seek, the positive change in the lives of our people, hinges heavily on the ability to curb the corruption. Because that is where that's where the people are being, people's wealth are being stolen.
They're stealing it. If you want to do well in this country,
you talk about
enter the political class.
Yeah, you talk about the various sectors growing.
Are linked to it.
Yeah, but the various sectors growing, it don't impact the people. As a matter of fact, it happens on the backs of the very people.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are on the break, so
we are taking the break. 7:30
My
break.
apology, we are taking the break, so let us do that.
Greetings! Bitter Sugar returns to Bess FM. Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Tune in as we put forward Bitter Sugar. Yes, your host, Brother Miguel Lorne, as we ride. This is education, African fundamentalism, purity of the race, self-reliance, repatriation. These are topics we're going to go into. Tune in, Bess FM, as we put forward Bitter Sugar once more.
Isn't it strange how princesses and kings?
Do you need reliable health care? We have it!
Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Let me son help you. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Bess FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Bess FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
And love more, 'cause you open up the door.
Live, camera, volume. Live It Up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday, giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all, you can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276 276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Good morning and welcome back. It's 7:35 a.m. We are happy to be outdoors at the Ligony Club. It's the Morning Connection, enjoying our free-flowing Thursday. Three of us here, all on microphone, except for Pastor Percival, who's doing his own thing.
No, I'm not doing my own thing.
Oh, good to know.
Whose thing you doing?
The producer.
The people's work?
The producer sent me something.
Text messages. I sent you text messages. All right. We were looking at what the polls are showing now that we have gone from the headlining items pertaining to the politics. We're now into the more important areas of what Jamaicans are saying on a variety of issues. One is poverty. The elimination or the reduction of poverty is one of the major, perhaps most important sustainable goal. You know, those 17 sustainable development goals.
At 17?
Yeah, there are 17 sustainable development goals which came out of the United Nations.
I mean the 2030
vision, right.
SDGs, yeah.
And Professor Anthony Clayton at UWI heads a department that is called Sustainable Development. Very literally named. He makes a point in his observations on what the polls reveal. The point he makes is that the poor can brace themselves for an even bigger blow in the future. Remember, he is the Imagineer who spoke about.
Yes, he's one of those. He's the future.
What the future would look like. He's the prophet of a sort.
If you call him say, no. Yeah. Just look at the data.
He's
using
doing
what he knows.
Predictive analysis. All right. So he says, although Jamaica is still in the very early stages of the real impact of automation and artificial intelligence, this, he says, fully grown, will likely eliminate low-skilled jobs. Not sure in what industry and what he means, but we can use our imagination and consider what we call low-skilled jobs.
But if you think of
you'd have to be talking about robots carrying mortar, but we're not going to use mortar to build the houses of the future. Believe me, we're coming with something that comes out of a 3D printer.
Well, the only areas that you can think of are areas that can be mechanized or areas that computer.
At commercially viable rates, because I'm not buying a robot to cook my dinner and clean my swimming pool. I already have a robot that cleans the pool. But
or make stop.
But even that.
Stop.
No, not a. No, you think I mean the man who cleans the pool? No, there's a little gizmo that runs about the bottom of the pool and sucks up dirt.
Yeah. No, maybe know that. That's
and it's a robot.
And it can that which cleans your house.
And I do have a iRobot that will scurry around the rooms and pick up dust.
That one.
They're like
the forerunner of the more modern that has been retired.
Yeah,
but,
Daniel,
those things exist. But the truth is, you're not going to see that on a wide scale to make any kind of impact. And
But if that was so, countries like Japan and thing who are in terms of the use of technology, them still have the jobs. I don't know.
Yeah, but
different jobs. There'll be different jobs, which brings the pressure to bear on your education.
The impact on those societies will be greater because they are the inventors of the technology.
But
and they invent it based on their own environment and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but remember that as you make one job obsolete, you retool and prepare your people for
So
the new
it's to
jobs.
prepare the people.
For example, in Jamaica now,
Retraining.
some new work is on the horizon for the data. What are they called again?
You mean BPOs?
The
No, man, the
data
people.
protection officers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes. So there has to be, as you take one job off, you introduce
upskill.
something, you upskill, and it is a higher level. So, like it or not, low-skill jobs should go.
Yeah,
Think
but they
about
talk
it.
about mixing
Because
more. They're
you
going to
want
get a
your
robot to
people-
mix smarter.
But we already do. That's already automated. A big truck
Yeah,
come
man,
run
that
out
is-
with a
that-
But you still have
pipe
to have
and
the
deliver
men
it.
doing
So there will always be something
There are a
for
lot of
people
things.
to do.
I mean, things like those, they've mechanized a lot of those things.
Long,
it's just
long
that we are
time.
way behind.
Long time.
We are way
But-
behind.
So he says it's going to be a major challenge, not just for Jamaica, but for many countries. How and what are people going to do to earn a living? I sincerely hope that department which he heads will be coming out with a list of new jobs.
But you see, it is
And the
really,
skill sets
You
needed
said
for
it, you know,
those jobs.
it's a shift. You don't get rid of the things. Yeah, you might get rid of a person on this production line because you have now automated it. But then you have a need for somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
Which is
if you
what
have
has
increased your efficiency here, then it creates another opportunity somewhere else.
Maybe in
So
maintenance
there
or
you go,
someplace.
right.
And human resource. You see, we talked about the World Bank report 2 years ago that said the key to prosperity in the future is your human resource. That's not anything new. It has always been so. That's the design. You see how we're moving back to the design? Man is teaching himself what God had already set down for us, that we are the key to our own prosperity.
But go
never mind.
back to the original point that you were talking about, the fall position, back to factory
Yeah, we're
design.
going back to factory settings.
Yeah.
So now we know it. Institutions like HEART, Ministry of Education, should be all over this, seeking to educate people towards that new paradigm. Because the boundaries have changed.
That's why you have this lady, doctor, whatever her name is, the minister and
Oh.
the officer, the prime minister.
Yes.
The skills lady.
Yes.
Shall
Yeah,
I-
we need to remember her name.
Yeah.
The new minister. So, Professor Clayton continues. He says, so many of the things that AI promises to do are simply cheaper, faster, more reliable than your human labor. And that extends right across the economy. Everything from law and medicine through to construction and security, and pretty much all points in between. I celebrate the day when that comes to full maturity because you and I will have more time to worship God. That's the whole thing, you know, that you should be freeing up yourself of the non-essential, inefficient activities so you can focus on your purpose, whatever it is that God has set for you to do. And those things you still need to do whether the economy moves efficiently or inefficiently. So to me, this is the word of hope that I carry. If you are pushing for progress and growth and so on, the immediate consequence of it is more resources to do the things that will bring hope. What it is, you know, and it's like God challenges us all the time. If you got more wealth, but your neighbor got laid off their work, your additional wealth becomes a blessing to your neighbor. And that's really how it should be, so that the redistribution of wealth is taking place, not through innovation and governmental assistance, but through men and women looking around and seeing those opportunities where
we change
you can
hearts
give.
that I can help.
Yeah.
Change hearts so I can help my neighbor. Because the truth is you can't carry it when you leave anyway.
And your neighbor is there looking and say, I wonder if he's thinking he can carry it. Look at that. My man have 5 cars lined up in his driveway. And I am taking bus, and on rainy days I suffer. These are just real
That's interesting.
markers of inequities in the society that you and I can address. We don't need no government
to come tell us
that.
Yeah, but it's true.
There's some things when you
back-
give a person, it's not necessarily helping them.
No, but it's the giving and the
Because,
method of giving. I hear
know,
you.
So you have
I
to
hear you.
also be careful.
Explain how you would do it to be careful. Because
you
you're
had
not
5
saying,
cars,
No,
because you're not saying,
no car.
you're not saying don't do
I'm
it.
not saying that at all. But
Yeah.
but for example, if I know person's station in life, I won't give Percy a Rolls
What
Royce.
is a station in life?
Meaning, don't bother with the foolishness. Exactly. You know?
You pick it up quicker than me, because some of the time you go around a rabbit hole and then get
He lives
you
with
know,
me,
you know,
he knows.
Percy's social circles.
Yeah.
You know what he, I mean,
Yeah.
is social circles. Let's put it that way. If I give Percy a Rolls Royce,
the person
how
will
is
take a Rolls
Percy?
Royce from you.
And let's face it, well,
Right, Percy.
a Rolls Royce won't necessarily need
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
maintenance
yeah,
or whatever the case may be. But the point is, if I give you a vehicle and you're not able to maintain it, did I really help you?
No, you have not. You have not.
I might have done so temporarily.
But
the moment it
The moment
reaches
he has to pay
something,
insurance.
you can't. Yeah.
We could do it.
Exactly. So it's not just giving.
So let me tell you what's
What is-
the hardest thing for some of us to do. It's a very difficult thing to look at your possessions and say, do you know that if I were to sell this car and invest in a business with Percy, I could truly be a blessing with it to him. But the idea of selling the car, some of us are looking at the excess around us and saying, oh, if only I had something to give, because everything is a sacred cow.
But you see, what happens is a shift in terms of mindset. And going back to how we see ourselves, we are just stewards.
True.
And if we are stewards, then what I have...
There'll be no sacred cows.
Right. What I have is to be used in the furtherance and advance of the kingdom. So when you think about what happened in the early church in terms of
Yes, that's a great model.
That was so powerful, because when you read it in Acts 2, 4, 3, and they were together at the Apostles' Creed, and there was none that was hungry or in need.
Because they sold.
They sold
Those who had plenty sold, so the others could get. So there is a conversion of asset that needs to take place.
And that was a pull. That was a major pull for the people. Saying, when people
They're
crazy,
committed.
Them committed and they crazy.
Yeah, and it's really a family.
Yeah, and so if I recognize that we are in the same family, I have this excess. I don't want
There's no asset I own which is dearer to me than your well-being.
Than my brother and sister.
That's how it should be.
And that is what needs to happen in terms of a shift of mindset.
You know who agrees with you, Percy?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The one who said to the rich man who says, how can I? Good master, how can I? He says, sell what you have and give it to the poor. Because for him,
it became an idol.
yeah, the assets were more important than his love for God's people. So I challenge you, all of you, sell what you have and give it to the poor. The plight of the poor is plummeting. So those who have need to be thinking, how do I convert so I can give to those who are more vulnerable? And as Pastor Lowell says, not just give a poor man a Rolls Royce, then they'll just start living in it. The first thing is, by the time you try to pay the insurance on it,
Thank you
what a
so much
blessing.
for the
I'll
lovely
take
fruits.
this one,
Oh,
'cause
man.
the melon looks beautiful. I gotta share
Thank
this,
you.
guys. Look what has come to the table.
Look what
Thank
the Lord has
you.
done.
Look what the Lord has done. Someone heard us talk about conversion and sharing with the poor, and brought us a plate of fruits and pastry.
And the poor is still hungry.
No, but she should bring a replacement for you, because she saw it happen.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Oh, so, no, but I don't want. I don't want us.
No, we're not leaving it.
I don't want us to lose that, because, and I really need to applaud my church community. One of the things we did, you know what Sarah did?
Yes.
And that has just continued to had ripple effects. I was talking about Ras Kremlin and I've seen the videos and the amount of persons that they they minister to on the day. And then we did that thing, we call it the Shoebox Project, where we challenge our church. Can you give a gift to a child this Christmas, 6 to 14? Now, we said 1,000. We're checking. We're able to distribute in excess of 600 shoeboxes in different communities, children's homes, and so on. And we have leftover.
Oh, so we need to find some candidates for that leftover?
Yeah.
It's for children of a certain age group?
Children, boys and girls from 6 to 14 years old.
All right. So listeners, you hear it. Percy have gift for boys and girls.
Yeah.
6 to 14 years old. Give us a call.
Yeah, because it's out of your heart condition, your generosity, which is our God is a generous God. He always a giveaway. He gave us the greatest gift. And he says, be like me. Be like me.
Yeah.
Be like your father.
Yeah, be good stewards. And,
Please, yeah.
and I know of persons, they give, and you don't know that they're giving. It's only somebody come and pinch and say, no, that they did that for me.
So that makes me, there's something I want to discuss with Lowell, and then I want to discuss it on air with you. The hidden righteousness of God. In Christ's Sermon on the Mount, he speaks about it. Left hand should not know what right hand is doing. The way we conduct our giving is an important thing for us to be like the Father. He reward people openly for their secret giving.
What you do in the secret is manifested thing. And you know, I told you about my son, right? I have physical sons, but I have sons.
Biological sons, don't call them. They're all physical. I pray that they're all physical.
When I moved into ministry over 28 years ago, a mother came to me and says, can you help me with my son? I said, what up, Mom? You know, she said, I'm about to be expelled from school. I said, well, what happened? So, of course, I go to the school trying to plead for him, but they said, no.
It's too bad.
We've given him so many chances. So, but we, as a church, we jumped in and we helped. And I remember he had family, but he never had family. Meaning that his family, his uncle was a Don and him would run street and a whole lot of people, and the mother saw him going and I said no. So she came recently. He's a big man now. Him come to church and he must ship me. And I said, boy, you don't know what he did for me. I said, what we do? And he says, you know, as you spoke about charity, so you have token charity and you have real charity. Me never hear the expression of what is token charity.
Yeah.
He explained it so well. He says, you know, people do things for you and everybody knows they then do it. He said that is what you call token charity.
Yeah.
And then he spoke about that verse of scripture that he just quoted. So he introduced to me token charity because we do it and it's out of what God has said. And we know nobody know.
Quietly, secretly.
So
the hidden righteousness of God.
Yeah, because that is what God has called us to do. And I know a lot of people do that and you never know. You see them and them going about quietly, changing lives, helping people. And we need more of that in terms of when they talk about the
you know, it
poor.
happens more often than you imagine.
Yeah.
That's what keeps Jamaica from being up like Port Royal.
Including some big companies in this country. They give a lot, but you'll never hear about it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is what the Lord requires of us, and for all of us to do it. I mean, here we teach about it. The teaching has to be public and noisy because we want as many people as possible to hear it. But that's about it.
You know, I remember Minett.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Trenchtown the other night.
Yes.
I've been driven through, I've been there.
Oh, yes.
Drive through the place and you see the state of the place. Many persons, many charities have gone in there. Has not improved. The lives of the people have not improved. The physical infrastructure have not
remains
improved.
the same.
Why is that?
And a lot of the people who were representatives or who are still representatives of those communities, they are there, they are wealthy, their lives are fine, yet still the people are still in the condition that they are in. No, well,
It's an open question because
Minett said, boy, listen, the truth is you need to go in and do. And I asked the question, I said, why is it that so many persons, including churches and so on, who have gone in there and yet still it remains the same? It's a question that I ask and I'm still seeking the answer.
No man's land and coming up and all of it really.
All of it, yeah.
Because I drive through some lanes that challenge my faith.
But interestingly, like Henry Morgan, who has Prayer City there, what he has done, I need to get him. He set up an organization that found jobs and trained people in the no man's land area. And it has allowed a lot of people to get jobs, to be educated and so on. And some have stayed and some have moved on. Because some of the times they go in the area and you see it, they go, I think one of the challenges is that people live so close to each other.
No. Let me listen. One of the biggest challenge we have is that yes, you'll go and you'll educate people, and a lot of them leave and never go back. They don't go back to help their community. We have seen it all over the place. We have seen where people will migrate from the rural areas, come into the urban areas, and they come and maybe live on a gully bank or something like that because people are seeking opportunity and they don't want to go back to where they were coming from.
And them live them nice land
right?
in the country.
And then before you know it, you see all of the gully bank communities and all of these things happening. Right? And people will come and they have done well for themselves, but they don't go back to help their community. We need more of that because there are a lot of people doing it. We need more of that. And you can't keep migrating from your community. There are people who should stay and help to build a community. So if you drive through Jamaica, you will see a lot of rural communities that have run down.
That have died.
Because the people simply just left.
There are a couple of things that when we looked at it, the first time I went to Trenchtown, I said, who's the MP for these areas? Because insofar as the built infrastructure is concerned, governmental authorities are responsible. You and I will go in to help families and make life easier in their personal, domestic arrangements. But good water system, including proper sewage, good roads, spaces for children to have rest and relaxation.
Run up and down.
Yes, housing developments that are maintained and properly constructed. Even just the roads being such that we couldn't even turn because every space that's available is taken up by something. There's no sidewalk. Everything is so. The working together of civil society, inclusive of church, and governmental authorities is critical for poverty, for the eradication of poverty. Critical. There's no, like a public utility that says these people need to have modern communication facilities, can bring the highest form of broadband or wireless or fixed line, whatever they might do. But if the people in the area don't have the income and the level of education to really use those facilities and prosper themselves, you have wasted your money. So you couldn't say, in an area, you couldn't say, well, what is Digital doing or what's Flow doing or what's JPS doing? Because all of those services require a certain level of resource.
Of income.
Now, that income could come through either people being retrained and qualified for jobs that can pay them, but then they have to be able to get those jobs, so it requires a level of industry and growth.
Which is why I applaud what Henry Morgan has done.
Absorb them. Yeah. Yes, but those same persons, you train them.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put them in industries that can accommodate them and pay them well. So that's a interworking of individuals and departments that can't take place if people don't share the same vision.
And that is And that is the most important thing.
So
a vision comes
having-
out of heart. And because remember, while you have those places, remember there was Bacto and it was...
Bacto.
No, there's Bacto, which became Majestic Gardens. There is Bacca Wall, which became Tivoli Gardens, and what they did. But
rebranding?
I don't know if it's rebranding, but
That's what I would call it, because
rebranding. But if you don't change people's heart,
right?
People's heart not change and thing.
It goes back to type.
Yeah. But it is for consideration that I think what we're saying is that there needs to be a greater look at how do we have shared prosperity for everybody and not a few in the country. And it comes out of a vision.
Everyone has a role to play, and we have a responsibility to show people how they can help, because some people think that giving is just about money. And they don't realize that no matter the little that you can give, whether it is your time or whatever the case may be,
The time is a big deal.
So, and that is how you get to stimulate people into movement. So instead of people calling and complaining every day, you know that, okay, I can give a little time to come around here to spend some time with the youths and so on, whatever the case may be.
Is he throwing shade at our callers?
Yeah, because
I am. I am, and I'm not doing it in any secret, because we need to stop complaining. Let us talk about how we're going to get this thing moving.
What can I do to shift?
We're not short of people who will just put forward ideas and people will complain. What we are short of are people
another man's vision statement.
who will start to move.
Excuse me?
I say one man's complaint
becomes another man's
is
vision.
another man's vision statement.
In terms of what he can do to change
Absolutely.
the service, which is true.
Yeah.
And so, because I've seen where, as we come up to our 8 o'clock break, that's where we are.
Yes, we are at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're a lot
We're gonna
of
take the
people
break.
have done investments, but it not enough to make a major shift in terms of the needle, in terms of the quality of people's lives.
All right.
That's what we're about.
We'll be right back.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Roisin Hasty with the BBC News. The funeral of the Hamas deputy leader Salih al-Aruri is due to take place in the Lebanese capital Beirut. His assassination on Tuesday has raised fears that Israel's war with Hamas could spiral into a wider regional conflict. On Wednesday, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah, warned Israel that there would be a decisive response to the killing. From Beirut, here's Hugo Bachega.
Lots of people will be attending this funeral today because obviously this was a highly influential leader, the deputy leader of Hamas, who was killed in this Beirut suburb on Tuesday. And the concern here is that this could trigger a response from Hezbollah, because this was a blow not only for Hamas, because a top leader was assassinated, but also because it happened in a Hezbollah stronghold here in Beirut.
Health officials in Gaza say that Israeli bombardments overnight have killed dozens more Palestinians. A health ministry official said that 14 people, including 9 children, were killed in Israeli strikes on al-Mawasi to the west of Khan Yunis in the south of Gaza. The small town was declared a safe space by Israel for the nearly 2 million Palestinians who have reportedly been displaced by the fighting. Iran is holding a day of mourning for the 84 people killed in Wednesday's bombing at a memorial event in Kerman. The blasts happened near a cemetery where crowds had gathered to mark the 4th anniversary of the death of Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Quds military force, in a US drone strike. Iran's leaders have vowed revenge. Professor Suhair Razavi, an expert on Iran based in California, says how Iran responds will be critical.
We don't know at this point who is responsible. I think it's far too early for us to be able to come to any kind of responsible conclusions. But I think it's quite possible that there will be more of an escalation. It is also possible that there will be a strategic or symbolic act that is meant to send a message without engulfing the entire region in a wider war.
China has deplored ongoing violence in northern Myanmar after stray artillery shells from internal fighting crossed the Chinese border, injuring 5 people. Celia Hatton reports.
Video circulated by China's state media starting on Wednesday shows a man who appears to have been injured lying on the street while others shout for someone to call the police. The video was reportedly filmed in Nansan, a small Chinese town very close to Myanmar, where China says 5 people were injured. Just on the other side of the border, Myanmar's ruling junta has been engaged in fierce battles with an alliance of rebel groups.
You're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. Polish farmers have renewed their blockade of the busiest border crossing with Ukraine after a temporary reprieve. The farmers want written assurances from the government about subsidies for corn, increased loans and a tax freeze. A farmers' leader said 1 truck an hour would be allowed through the Shahiny Medica crossing into Ukraine, in addition to the transport of military equipment, aid and perishable goods. Sweden's armed forces have delivered food and water to up to 1,000 cars stuck in heavy snow on the main road through the southern region of Skåne. Emergency services worked through the night to assist stranded drivers, some with medical issues. Extreme cold weather has hit large parts of Sweden, Finland and Norway. The US pop star Britney Spears has said she will never return to the music industry. Her comments are in response to claims in the US media that she was lining up songwriters for a 10th album. Camilla Mills has the details.
Britney Spears' fans had hoped for her to return to producing or performing music one day. And although she has hinted before that she is wary of a comeback, this is the first time she has ruled it out. In a post on Instagram, Spears added that she now only wrote music for fun. She also revealed that she has ghostwritten more than 20 songs for other people over the past 2 years. She published her memoir last year, which detailed her experience of being under conservatorship that controlled almost every aspect of her life.
Europe's longest reigning monarch, Queen Margrethe of Denmark, has taken her last horse-drawn ride through Copenhagen before giving up her crown later this month. The Queen, who is 83, rode in a 24-carat gold-leaf coach pulled by 6 white horses. Thousands of people braved sub-zero temperatures to watch the Queen's last public appearance. She'll sign her formal abdication on January the 14th. The crown will pass to her son Frederick and his Australian-born wife, Mary. BBC News.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waist. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
I saw you stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Half a tree, 1 already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Yes, Jamaica and the world. You want us back? We are back. the Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM, this and every Thursday night, from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 357 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I invite you to join us for the Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ radio program with Elder Kendrick Murray, where we stand firm that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. This broadcast is heard every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and again on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. The church is located at 3550 Pleasant Valley Road here in Mobile, Alabama, in the United States. You may visit our website at sonofgodlives.org or our YouTube page at Minister K. Murray. Or you may call us at area code 251-300-8812. God bless you, and we look forward to you tuning in to the program.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best.
12 a.m., moving swiftly towards the next hour. And we've been having a very lively discussion, even off air. We continue to pick through it. First, we're looking at what does it mean that the plight of the poor is getting worse while we are reporting 10 consecutive periods of growth. So we're pulling it apart and being children of God who understand that the true religion, the religion that God appreciates and desires, is the one where we have care for the vulnerable, the people who live only by His grace and mercy, the widow, the orphan, in their moment of distress. In other words, is not every widow who is in the plan, is not every child. It's people in distress. So that tells you prisoners, poor people, orphaned children, and women without the care and protection of a provider. And needless to say, because I always hear my friend from Malvern reminding me that if man have problem, they deserve the same care as a woman, and it is true. So persons in their time of distress and vulnerability are dear to the heart of God. So for us as children of God, ushering in the kingdom of God, it is big on our agenda that whatsoever it is we are doing, we are taking care of those who are priority rated in God's heart. You don't have to make exceptional care for those who are wealthy and well taken care of because they already control the resources. But those who don't, so
you're talking about James. James
yes,
says true religion.
True religion, what God really appreciates. So as we look at the plight of the poor, we're saying, all right, where is this wealth that is on the rise? And how can we, as just ordinary citizens, help with that rebalancing?
That sounds like a political slogan.
How
Balancing
can we?
the balance and balancing people's life. You remember that?
No, I didn't know
The Porsche
that.
said balancing the budget and balancing people's
Okay,
lives.
well, I'm talking about rebalancing. Because the poor are getting poorer. They should at least return to their former state of poverty.
The former state of poverty.
Yes, if you're getting poorer,
Yeah.
you're looking at where you're leaving and saying, I was better off then.
My Lord.
Anyway, so it's a mix of what government does and what civil society does.
And it's a partnership.
It is a partnership.
It has to be a partnership.
Yeah.
And I was just reflecting on some of the initiatives that you've been a part of in terms of, you spoke about Trenchtown, different areas. I was talking about AI.
You were speaking about what your church family does.
And
And
then
of
when-
course, I did mention the hidden righteousness of God because we don't stand at the corner and announce.
But I
what we
was
do,
just
but
overwhelmed
as
by how
examples
people
of what
just
we do.
responded out of a heart of generosity. God, they saw the need. It needs to be a lifestyle, really, you know.
Yeah.
A life
But you
of
see,
generosity.
too often though,
Yeah.
too often, we do these things and then we move on.
No, you have to stay there until the people
so the
move.
change don't take place because you need to usher in the change. You must.
You have to stick with them because you see, if minds do not change, then you fix a scratching. But if the mindset
The
that
itch
brought
will-
me to that condition doesn't change, I'm going to go right back.
So we talk about the same, going back to, Trenchtown and those areas that we went through, and you look at it. I mean, the change should have taken place, given the amount of persons who have passed through and so on. It's not enough to do a Christmas street. You
It
know?
has to be continuous.
It must be. It must be. And there are so many plans on paper for these places that never come out the ground. So many plans.
You know, as I said, it has to be a partnership between public and private, and to work consistently and continuously in terms of what must be done, because you want to change behaviors, and that is the important things, and that is what God is after with us as individuals. He says, all right, you change your mind. It's good enough to change your mind, but let me see the behaviors that will ensure that you are continuously improving and shifting from here to here. I tell you about one of my grace builders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you hear me some of the time.
Which one we're referencing today?
And I have to keep saying to her, but we've had this kind of conversation for the last 2 years, and you keep going back to the same place. So if you're not going to change your behavior and the way that you think, you're not going to get the change that is going to propel you moving forward. So the Holy Power bawling and true repentance has not happened in terms of changing your mind and moving forward from there and consistently doing what you need to do in order to get you from point A to B. When you go from point A to B, you move to C, and then A is going in the background. Like you're talking about the poverty where people used to be at, and they're thinking about, you have to help people. And I believe personally that education, and it's not education just knowledge, it's education in terms of all aspects of what true education is what changes people.
on the point of education, we were speaking in the break about the resignation of Claudine Gay, the president of Harvard University. She's advertised. She has resigned, and you and I, we were all trying to remember what led to the difficulty with this lady. Of course, she's been accused of plagiarism in some of her recent academic work, but I believe that that's just mounting the attack against her to make it impossible for her to stay. Not to say maybe she hadn't plagiarized, but that they are discovering it now. It's because someone went looking for ammunition to
is that how they do it?
Her out. Of course, that's how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do it all the time.
That happened to me here in Jamaica.
Trump discussion, but look at it.
And it's happening with Mr. Trump.
Yes.
Everything gets picked over to find what you can use.
Any so that must be a person of integrity all the time.
So this is a recap of the issue. The university community nationally or federally, since we're talking about US, reported on a rise of anti-Semitism on their campuses since the Israeli-Hamas war.
What is
three presidents?
Anti-Semitism is what?
Hate Jews.
That's what in
Semitic Jew. Anti, we're against the Jews.
Okay.
So it's so there's been an increase in anti-Semitism because, of course, Israel is pounding the bejesus out of Hamas in Palestine. So they look like the aggressor. They are the center stage. They're center stage now. A question was put to 3 university presidents, not just Claudine Gay.
Penn State, Harvard, and another.
Penn State, MIT,
and Harvard.
And Harvard.
Ivy League.
Yeah. The 3 declined to give a definitive yes or no answer to a question by a Republican representative as to whether calling for the genocide of Jews would violate their school's code of conduct regarding bullying and harassment, saying each of them that they had to balance it against free speech protections. That's a good recap. Yeah, okay. I sympathize with those educators who recognize that a place of higher learning is not to be trapped in, is like a bubble or a safe space in which ideas, even hateful ideas, can be explored and discussed so that the real world can have knowledge of what is going on, what can happen, how it can happen, and also prepare for any of these ideas to come to maturity and need to be addressed in the society. That's why you create laboratories. A laboratory environment is not just for science and technology, it's also for ideas. And if you, in the wider society, give people the freedom to do and say certain things, albeit those freedoms are managed and there's enforcement capabilities in the state and so on, why on earth would you, in a university environment, take a particular line that is based on morals rather than even science and process? Your university has to be a place where ideas can contend, even the hateful ideas. Outside of it, outside of the university environment, you would not even countenance such a thing in your home or in your space. But in the laboratory that the university is, you have to have room for it. So I understand why you couldn't just say yes or no. Right. No, she has resigned because pressure mount on her. The Jews have asked for her, are pushing for her to leave, and she has been accused of plagiarizing other people's work in some of what she has presented as her own academic work. Okay. And all of the attention on her, it always gets to this point, you know. Her resignation says, her resignation letter includes this statement. It has become clear that it is in the best interests of Harvard for me to resign so that our community can navigate this moment of extraordinary challenge with a focus on the institution rather than any individual. It always comes down to that. Any person of integrity who is embroiled in something personal must make a choice between the institution and the ideals that they love and honor and their own personal struggle.
Okay.
That's why when politicians mess up, here, now, bringing it home, when people are embroiled in certain things and we say, step back, like was said to the Speaker of the House, like will no doubt be said to the current Speaker of the House.
You speak being prophetic?
Well, that's not even being prophetic. That's just reading the tea leaves.
What is it?
That's just drinking tea and staring into the bottom of the cup.
I'm saying that you see that coming. It's coming.
Of course it's coming.
It is.
Your husband is the Prime Minister. Your husband is embroiled in kinds of things. The Integrity Commission has not been able to publish his report for 2 consecutive years. A third year is coming.
Yeah.
There's talk of 6 parliamentarians, sitting members of the House,
Illicit enrichment.
being investigated for illicit enrichment. There's every possibility that right now there are reports from the Integrity Commission, which should have already been brought to the nation's attention, sitting on a desk where the Speaker is supposed to schedule them, but people are hiding behind legal advice that you have discretion on how you set your agenda. It's going to come forth. It's like a pregnancy. I use that word. It only grows. And even
before you know it, it comes, baby.
Before you know it, baby born and run up and down and talk and make noise. It's coming.
So you don't need no tea leaves.
You don't need to be
All the
prophetic.
circumstances are plain.
I mean, she must be very worried, and I give her one word of advice. If anyone is listening who would speak to her, you see what you said, Pastor Percival? The throne of God is established on righteousness and justice. Truth and mercy goeth before it.
Right. So,
align yourself with the truth.
Align yourself with it. Yeah.
Yes. Once you begin to speak truth, it will set its own course, and God, who is always merciful, will introduce elements into the dialogue that will bring about a just result.
So she chore herself on the mercy of God.
The mercy of God is the best place to be. Isn't that what King David said?
David said it better.
Yeah,
better go on the mercy of God
you
than
better
man.
believe it.
Ah,
You better believe it.
And remember, that the mercy of God in that situation, 70,000 people died.
Dead already. 70,000 had died already. And David saying, know what? I'm me, because I'm me.
Yeah.
But one of the challenges we have in our country is that people not willing to take
responsibility
for their action.
And they're
passing the buck and they keep kicking it down the road.
You're going to say, I was wrong. I recognize that this was not the right course to follow. But your acts of repentance don't involve changing. You want to be given a pass.
No, man, that's not repentance. That's remorse. Yeah. Sorry, so you get catch. I would have said in Jamaica. True repentance means change of mind, change of behavior.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
So here's a woman who, what she said she was not the only one who took that position, I must look at whether the others are black. She might have been the only black person.
No, man, it was 2. There are other things. Okay, so there's one of the other lady resigned too, I think the lady from University of Penn. Resigned.
Liz McGill sounds like a white lady.
Yeah, no,
Sally Kornbluth sounds unless it's like Whoopi Goldberg. But the Whoopi part of her name tells you that she's not a white lady.
Yeah, but
the Jewish name that follows is a giveaway.
But you have Jews who are black, so
like Moshe?
Yeah.
I know there are Jews who are black, but are they leading Ivy League institution?
No, but the general statement.
I'm talking about 3 women.
The general statement that you made. So but it's not. Yeah,
the 3 women who are presidents of Ivy League institutions in the U.S. That's who I'm talking about. I'm looking at their names because I don't know them beyond.
She's Haitian American, you
picture.
know.
Claudine.
The lady.
Yes.
She's Haitian American.
I see. There's a picture of her with the article I just read.
No, she's Haitian American.
Well, you keep saying that.
Yes.
Is there such a thing?
What's the significance of that?
She come from Haiti.
She was born in Haiti.
Yeah, and she.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. It just as you, I think that you know
Is
where.
this a trivia?
Yeah, a bit of trivia there.
Okay. Do you think that might be part? Are you thinking that might be a part of why she has come under such great pressure?
It could be, you know. I don't like it or not, you know. I tell people all the time. Whether we like it or not, I've experienced it. I don't know if you have experienced it. Racism can be very subtle. Very, very subtle.
I know that all forms of hate.
Okay. Some is out front.
Yeah, the more.
And some is very.
Yeah, the
subtle.
less educated and intelligent people are crass with their expressions.
But the even more.
But the higher up you go.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah, and some of it, I realize, some of the prejudices that we have are unconscious.
Yeah.
We just grow up thinking that we're doing it that way, and we don't even realize that we are being bigoted or hateful in our behavior.
And that is where the gospel of the kingdom, the gospel of Christ helps us. Because even in terms of practice,
it's all about love, person. Just say it.
Yeah, but and that is God's essence. It's about the love of God. And even our subconscious. Yes, I was with somebody in one of my sessions, and I was saying some things to her. When I began to point it out to her, she said, "Oh, but it's there, but it has been subconscious." And so it's to help the person to relate to and to be. She's a real nerd. So the glass is big.
Your glass is big too.
No, my doors are.
So, you know what? I just read a little detail there. 70 U.S. lawmakers signed a letter demanding that the governing boards of the 3 universities remove the presidents. McGill resigned after receiving backlash, and the lawmaker who posed the question wrote on what used to be Twitter, 2 down. You know when there's a kill order. 2 down.
One more left? MIT person left? But you know, she got her PhD in 1997. Gay.
Yeah.
One of the things you see, boy, they know, because I have seen in academia, there is a kind of a prejudice too, depending on what university you went to. Maybe you could be doing the same substantive kind of work, but you come from your university, you come from UA, I come from Harvard. Which one of them? You understand?
Oh, you would be 2 in. You is rated in the top, what, 4 or 5?
3% in the world. It's 831, you know, we'll be laughing.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you very much, Percy. I see you're paying attention.
Yeah.
That was a test.
You passed the flying colors.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
At some of the time we get away, but as we come, we go to our 8:30 break. All right.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it.
Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, you know, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling you, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Here we are, standing in your presence.
Glory Connect! Glory Connect! Join us on Bess FM with Apostle Prophetess Denise Wellington and Pastor Alicia Gonzalez Morgan. Every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Bess FM Radio. Come out and discover your purpose. Take up that phone and dial now. Call and experience something new. Experience something great. Experience your own expression of encountering the supernatural glory of God's abundant life and transformation being fulfilled. What are you waiting for? Are you depressed, oppressed, worn out, tired, or stressed? Have you discovered your true purposes yet? This is the moment. What are you waiting for? Connect now to Glory Connection. Call and experience the Word of God, intercession, healing, and deliverance. Experience something great. Receive salvation and breakthrough. Connect. Tell a friend, family, and your neighbor. See you then.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Good morning and welcome back. 8:37 a.m. You're listening to The Morning Connection on Best 100 FM. Better vibes, better music. I'm just
better jamming.
Oh no, that's a new one. You're adding to it. Strike that. It's just better vibes and better music. Minett and Percival and the producer joining us for the conversation because it is Free Flowing Thursday and we're just kind of wrapping up the threads of the different conversations in this first week of the year. May I remind you, your Father in heaven has ordained a season in which you will have victory on every front. This is just a discrete, select word to remind you that you do fight in victory. That is the word of God. It's true. Those who believe in God who believe in Christ, have accepted him as the ruler of your life, you know that his victory over death is also your victory. And therefore, if you remain in the fight, you can only win. There's no losing. You win all the time. So, from time to time, however, we do need a boost. And we went through COVID, and we are now in the period of resurgence. It is good to remember that you can have victory on all fronts in the various areas of struggle in your life. Right now in Jamaica, the headline this morning is saying 60% of Jamaicans feel that the plight of the poor people, the vulnerable people, their plight has worsened.
And interestingly, when you look at the poll, 3 out of 5 people, it's not older people, it's the young people.
Right.
And that is significant.
It is.
Because normally them happy-go-lucky, but they are seeing
They're noticing.
They are noticing it, and it is true. It is a comment that I'm hearing from my 2 adult children who are in their early 20s.
Right, they're in that age
group, and them seeing it, and them see, boy, what surprises me, you say and you do a lot of things, and you don't think your children are hearing what they are saying or doing and appreciating it, and they are coming of age and coming and realizing that, hold on.
Daddy have a point.
By the way, if you said daddy have a point, but they have come of age and they've seen it, and they've seen it with their friends, and they've seen all of these things happening, and they're saying to myself, hold on, man. We're in a good place, but there are a lot of people who are not in a good place like us in Jamaica land we love.
So the next step in that, because everything is progressive. Revelation is progressive. Having come to that realization, you got to move it to the next step. And the next step must be, what can I do
about it?
What can I do?
And I see that in regards to my son, just helping people. Like in the summer, there are a lot of young people in our church who could not go to camp, and he says, I'll sponsor them.
Them?
Yeah, them, not one.
Not
them,
one,
them. And other people, I say, all right, I can do this, you can do that, and them say, yes, daddy. And my daughter just does it all the time.
And we're a nation of follow fashion people, We follow fashion with every kind of thing, including good deeds.
Yes, that's true.
So just know that when you say, I can do this, you will start Pastor's tsunami of love.
Yes, that's true.
An overflooding, outpouring of persons wanting to do something. So here are some simple things you can do. You can create care packages with clothing, especially professional women, young people who are looking for job opportunities, want to dress smartly and be, present themselves in a certain way. You can contribute to any of those organizations that help people get set for work. If you are good at preparing resumes and helping people like a career coach type thing, if you have that skill to advise persons on where to take things in their life, make yourself available to do it. Join some kind of service club if that's your thing. It's not mine, but just find a place where you can be accessible. Take an interest in your neighbor. Find out what they're doing, because guess what? There are a lot of women who would do more if they had someone to mind the kids. And since your manners are impeccable, you can teach the neighbors' children some good manners.
They say good morning.
There
are some things that we take for granted, even in terms of that, and it becomes like a virus, infectious.
Yes.
Yeah. That is giving. That is
giving. We only think of giving in terms of money. But
and we never have enough, so we know about that.
It is impossible to receive without giving.
Well, but it's a law of the universe.
You give and you receive.
For you to receive, somebody must be giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and with the same measure that you give, it comes back to you. So give generously. I'll tell you a small thing that you can do.
A story?
Huh?
Giving us a story about giving?
Yeah, no, just a small thing. A lot of us as women have costume jewelry, good jewelry, things that we could either make gifts to people or sell it and put the money into something that you really want to do. Start thinking how you can convert some of your wealth and redistribute it in a place. I know that there's that bank which started in one of the developing countries, and the man got a Nobel Prize for it.
It has a name. It has
a something bank. It's
Gomez Bank, something bank.
We can find it. But Jamaica is ripe for that. You know why? The banks have become so hostile and tight-fisted, only wanting to collect their fees and only wanting to deal with high net worth individuals who represent a low risk to them. So a lot of people who need seed money for small community-based projects and initiatives that can make a difference have nowhere to go. Is Loan Shark or Loan Shark? But we can do small cooperatives that operate at the community level to seed projects that can create employment and that can just give people something that is productive and dignified.
I'm sure there are people out there listening, sorry, who are involved in some of these things that you can share.
The name of the bank.
Yeah.
You can share it so that others can become a part of what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have to do that, you know. Yeah.
So this is how we want to break into the new year. That's certainly my mindset, is to, however you do it, be a part of something that is directing hope, resources into the hands of those whom God has already said to you, this is the religion that will please me. Care for those who are vulnerable. Just shift your attention and thank God that you are not at the bottom of the breadline where you are looking for something to trickle down to you. You are in a position to give to someone else. If you can open your heart to giving and sharing love with someone, you're already on the rise. All right. We were talking a little bit about what transpired with the, I'm going back to it because right now in Jamaica we saw where the PM, whilst abroad in the safety of the ambassador's company, made some utterances about hate speech or hate crime. Right. So freedom of speech in general has been under assault since it came to full bloom in the COVID time, when they didn't even want you to bad talk the vaccine or say anything contrary.
It was an abomination.
You would like to say it was an abomination.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they talk about freedom of speech, and we just spoke about universe, and there are some people who are saying, why going vaccine when you have ivermectin that can help people? And they shut it down.
Last night, the most incongruous thing I witnessed, the most incongruous thing on the television, there was an announcement that there's some call for people to stop giving the vaccine, the COVID boosters or whatever. US, in Jamaica, nobody even talk about the booster. But there was an announcement that this call had gone out, and I did not pay attention to the news report. But right after that call was an advertisement extolling the virtues of somebody taking the booster and how they were living well. So that's a nation in conflict. That is a place in conflict.
They're always in a conflict anyway.
But that aside, so we see that's freedom of speech at its height right there.
Yeah,
one man is saying down with it, another one is saying up with it. It has given me a boost, a new lease up on life. So for us here, balancing the freedom of speech issue against the moral high tone that we want to maintain as part of our recovery and our survival is worth public commentary.
True.
Is it 2 years ago that the Broadcasting Commission said certain words in songs will render those songs unfit for airplay? Do you remember? And it had some words that I didn't even know they had special meaning until I saw it in
choppers and chopping and them things there.
Chop the line.
Chop the line and those things.
Yeah.
And it had it, and it, yeah.
So that was an assault on free speech. But it was allowable because all of Jamaica said, you know what, don't glorify gun, don't glorify violence, do not have our children hopping, skipping, dancing to these tunes and consuming something that is giving them a mindset that later on it's harmful to themselves and to society. We're all in agreement on that. So you understand that in a democracy, if everybody agree on something, it don't matter what it is.
True.
The majority carries. But the day that the thing the majority agree on is against your interest,
What are you gonna do?
you have a problem.
What are you gonna do?
Because the hallmark of a democracy is its ability to protect the minority.
Yeah, to protect those who are vulnerable and underprivileged and
Yeah.
so on.
Those who don't have power to fight.
That's the whole thing with culture. We were talking about it yesterday too, in
Yes.
terms of the culture.
Yeah.
When wrong become right and right become wrong, what we are gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Someone is saying, Miss Lawrence, freedom of speech comes with responsibility. How about that? Of course it does. And for us, the highest example of that responsibility is what Paul said in his letter to the Corinthians, where he said to them, do not use your freedom to create harm for someone who is vulnerable. So you have your freedom, but you can choose to behave differently for the protection of someone who is vulnerable. Because that is love. Love is putting yourself behind the one who needs you. You don't put yourself first. So we know the law in the letter and in the spirit. And we advocate for the changed behavior that allows you to align the letter of the law with the spirit of the law.
True. And as you talk about freedom of speech, the whole thing of information, misinformation, disinformation. Remember we had that.
Yes.
And as we move into the new year, we have to consider that, that we teach the people to understand the difference between misinformation, disinformation, and to be able to rightly discern so they can make proper decisions.
You see that rightly discern and making proper decisions? That's where my heart is. I must know that this way is disaster, that way is prosperity. Please don't only show me that prosperity is this way.
Okay.
And even when
So
you
people
look
can
at
make a
how
choice.
you make a choice, it's all about having the information and the ability to make an informed choice. If you look in Deuteronomy, because I use the Bible all the time because nobody can accuse me of libel or scandal. When Moses said, this hand and that hand, he fully explained what's on the two.
Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
Joshua,
going over what Moses said, he said, these things laid down by the patriarch Moses, you follow it, you're good. Over there, sir, he said it. These curses will apply. I need to know what's on both sides. We are in a world where people only want to show you the side that they advocate.
That they want.
That they want. And that's why the issue with the presidents and how they address the issue. You have to be careful, because if you only want to say what the majority favors, you are doing an injustice to yourself and to your society.
But the university is supposed to allow for
even hateful ideas.
Because that is what universities allow. So people can be exposed and say, okay, no, but that's not getting me anywhere. But if you can't have dissent in a university,
where can you have it?
But that is the point that has happened. This is what happened in
That's
COVID,
what,
Because even though as we talk about vaccine and people are saying, but that's not the only way, and they came down heavy on them, that man will lose them life if we practice medicine. Because they were saying, based on my practice, there's another way of looking at it, and it has been effective. But people say, no, we don't want that.
You want with dead and with children die.
And the interesting thing is, out of person's personal experience, just going back 4 years, because COVID came 4 years ago.
2019.
Yeah. That even with us, we were the pseudo-intellectuals.
I know, and the false prophets.
And we're telling, when we're speaking and saying,
use the natural therapies to boost your immunity.
But
give attention to social. I'm going to repeat it because it's still true. give attention to community efforts, take care of your neighbor and your house so that you can coexist and survive together. And most especially, do not forget what the Lord said. The leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nation. So use the natural remedies to the best of your ability. Learn how to take care of yourself, because even the medicinal therapies that were available were not either immediately available, in sufficient quantities, or accessible to you at great ease. So you had to learn how to survive without a vaccine. We still say it, and it is still true. For every illness that afflicts man, these are things that you need to learn.
But then the thing, the line was scare them into submission.
Yeah, man, herd them into a line.
And everybody thing. And then now, when you do it, and more evidence is emerging. It was sequestered.
Yeah.
And somebody said, no, man, but let's use the Information Act to see how they test. And it's coming out that, well, they never tell you everything.
Massive clinical trial on a global scale.
Imagine that.
For which no one is likely to be held accountable.
Wow.
Because even in this nation, those gifts which we received don't come with insurance. Jamaicans don't qualify for any kind of coverage under the insurance provisions that protect the U.S. when these experimental drugs fail. Be that as it may, we proceed with wisdom. Killian Henry says, well, let us all, as a nation, educate along that line, especially on the uncontrolled social media. I love it that he says uncontrolled, because if we fail to educate along that line, things that don't have supervision and control will confuse us. That's why you educate on the left hand and the right hand, having full knowledge. So when you come into a space that you have no markers, no measuring stick, you can know how personally you need to navigate. My 16-year-old son knows how to navigate social media. The truth is, he was the one who even taught me that you can report somebody for bullying.
Yeah, because
in the game.
Because they have been,
yes, you can.
Yeah, because he reported it.
And they shut them out.
And they removed the person swiftly.
Yeah, because the social media and the bullying. That's one way how a lot of young people have been bullied these days. We had a major...
It's interesting. And, you know, as we go along, because, you know, a lot of people take the information you get from social media as gospel. They really do. You cannot tell them that, listen, it's on the internet, it is true.
Yeah.
You know, I think I overheard you having a little exchange with Cruz.
Cruz about
yes,
the
about
TikTok
his TikTok and so on.
His videos.
That caused everybody to leave his group, his family group, only 4 years to remain.
4 or 40.
And you know that social media is a place where everybody now exercise their
freedom of speech.
Not just freedom of speech, but their ability to produce short films and so on and so forth.
And it becomes incentivized based on how many people
So you're
see.
getting to the stage, you know, where you can't tell what is real from what is fiction.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
so we
the unwary.
We have to be.
You and I are not amongst the unwary.
You know, we have to be responsible. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So he makes the point about social media. You know, we need to go back into some teaching on that ability to discern what's what in social media.
And parents need to get in on the action, because you have too many parents out there who just, you know, just don't
stay
pay
away
any
from
attention.
it.
And they'll tell you, boy, this technology, no.
Young people
you must make it a point of duty to become aware with what's happening.
Enough.
Build their awareness, yes, so that you can at least monitor what's happening.
You can guide your
children. Guide, yes.
Yeah.
You know, and as we talk about sharing of information, one of the trends I've picked up in 2023, and we need to be so careful in terms of what is shared and who shares it. Because if you are in the police and you come and say something, we're going to believe that you don't have an ulterior motive, or you're not trying to change the narrative. Like I saw something over the holidays and we're there, and Deputy Commissioner
Fitzbailey again.
Yes, He came and he shared something, and I said, okay, let me run those numbers. So he was saying to me, he was saying to the nation that since 2014, 800 murders have been attributed to Klansmen. So I'm saying, all right.
that,
And I
800.
Said, 800. And I said, okay, it's a big number, 800. But when you take into consideration 2014 to 2023, that's 9 years. 800 divided by 9. That give you about 80 years. What about the other 1,000? Them don't have any clues on that. So you get information. You have to say, why are you saying this at this point in time? You continue to do your investigation. You bring people to the book. You lock up people. But to say that, so what happened to the other 1,000 and
and the other active gangs, because we have a whole heap of gangs inside this country.
No, man, we only have, what's a gang that they like to prosecute?
Klansman.
We only have Klansman. When we deal with Klansman, they're the 80%. We will have solved the other.
No, and so...
Are they the 20? Whatever.
But I'm saying, the question is, when we are sharing information, we have a responsibility to be responsible in the sharing of the information and not try to do certain things with narratives that are out there. Because we remember with COVID...
Sorry, go ahead.
But we remember COVID, how the narrative...
Yes.
Scare them stiff.
When you have persons come out and share some information, what is the purpose of it? Because I'm really thinking about what you said a while ago. Okay, so you tell me, 800 of them. So what am I supposed to do with that? What are you saying to me?
No, just listen to Mr. Bailey
I don't understand
and follow his narrative.
What's the purpose of it?
Mr. Bailey should speak less.
All right.
That's my conclusion on the matter.
So it's
I see here Alfred Henry says one of his colleagues died yesterday, sudden death. And I know this is in relation to...
vaccine.
Yeah. And let me tell
we're
you...
on break? Or we're still on the air?
It's 9 o'clock.
We're not on break, it's 9 o'clock. But you know the
so
horror
someone has
stories.
written on the chat that they've lost a colleague.
Sudden death, as a result. So things are happening. Anyway, we're going to the break.
Condolences to you, my brother, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
We're taking our 9 o'clock break. All right, we'll be here when you return.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Let me son help you. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Bess FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Bess FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it.
Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijay Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2¼ Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, 1 and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call him, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Here we are, standing in your presence.
Glory Connect! Glory Connect! Join us on Bess FM with Apostle Prophetess Denise Wellington and Pastor Alicia Gonzalez Morgan. Every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Bess FM Radio. Come out and discover your purpose. Take up that phone and dial now. Call and experience something new. Experience something great. Experience your own expression of encountering the supernatural glory of God's abundant life and transformation being fulfilled. What are you waiting for? Are you depressed, oppressed, worn out, tired, or stressed? Have you discovered your true purposes yet? This is the moment. What are you waiting for? Connect now to Glory Connection. Call and experience the Word of God, intercession, healing, and deliverance. Experience something great. Receive salvation and breakthrough. Connect. Tell a friend, family, and your neighbor. See you then.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waist. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
I saw you stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best
Good morning and welcome back. It's just about 10 minutes after 9, and we are still enjoying the conversation. I was saying to our producer that it's a really great idea to have a microphone on him. And I hope he's not taking the microphone with him where he's going.
Bring on if we know.
No, it's nice to have, the chat, three of us. I want to share with you what another comment from Killian. I think it's Mr. Henry. The name Killian sounds a male, yeah. Killian, tell me, man or woman, just so I don't refer to you by the wrong pronoun. He says, we need to take into consideration how gullible the people in our society are. Are we gullible? Do you agree that Jamaicans are gullible? I find Jamaicans fascinating. Gullible is not a word that I would use for... Jamaicans are like shapeshifters. Like how the youngster tell you that him just a gimmicks you.
Yeah, he might gimmicks me. You know what I tell you now, sir, but me a gimmicks you.
We're very, very street smart. Even the most sheltered of us.
Mm-hmm.
I am not. I mean, I would say that I grew up sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
Baptist Christian home in a small rural farming community, and then all-girls school, a church school, and then...
went to all-girls school. I went to all-boys school, but it was...
So you were also sheltered?
No, sir. When I go to school, hello, I went to school in the 70s like you.
Yes. What do you mean like me? I didn't go to school in the 70s.
Did I go to high school in the 70s?
No.
You didn't?
No.
I saw young you be. Jesus,
very young.
I've robbed the cradle.
I know, that's Michelle. You went to school in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So gun did
Keep
reach
going.
a school. Gone. Yeah, man.
So you saw a gun?
Yes, man.
As a kid in school?
Yeah, man.
Touched it?
No, but we saw it. Because remember I went to a high school, all-boys school. And
a city school?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. So we weren't sheltered. And even the school, the politics was very strong. PNP was JLP was very much in the school. So we understood that. But anyway, continue. That is an aside. Yes.
No, well, you see, I did it to you also. We are masters of disguising our true situation, feeling, intent, until we feel sure, so we know where a thing is going.
And then we just come forward.
And we are gimmicks here.
Okay. 150,000 strong can be wrong, you mean like that?
Yes, we show up and make noise and take your money and eat your food, and when it comes down to voting time,
oh boy,
we're doing something different. Jamaicans have that capacity. I mean, not everybody have that capacity, but some societies, it's more prevalent because you make it into an art. I'm telling you, when I was doing the revenue protection learning and preparation, I won't say course because, course of learning. Even going to a university in London, in Coventry, and hearing the experience of other persons coming out of the business from other parts of the world, Jamaica was just on a whole individualized platform. What we were doing, how we were doing it, was just unique. And I felt,
in terms of the international, in terms of foreign affairs?
No, I'm talking about telecoms.
Oh.
I'm talking about telecoms.
Okay. Because we did some new things and people just catching up with us.
And we were doing it with very little.
Support?
No. Learning.
Okay.
Because it's people who you would say these are not engineers and software engineers or mechanical or telecoms engineers. We were figuring things out based on what it is doing and how it moves and studying it. I don't know if Lowell remember. This guy hadn't even done, he had gone on and done some courses. But when he first got into telecoms, it was a venture to learn about it and see whether he could. And that man became an expert with not a single degree or qualification.
Oh, I remember you telling me about
While doing his thing, he went and got some Cisco certification.
Yeah.
But we are people who, we're not gullible. We present ourselves as being all kinds of things because...
Yes, massa. Yes, massa. And then massa don't know really I do. Yes, massa.
One friend of mine did give me would say, massa, we sick. We're not sick, you know, massa sick. Massa sneeze and cough. I say, massa, we sick. You know? we know how to survive under some difficult situations.
That's so interesting, yeah, man. All right, so go on to what Mr. Henry saying in the chat.
So, no, Mr. Henry is saying we have to take into consideration how gullible the people in our society are. As we're talking about educating the nation with full information on things, not just what you want them to hear.
Right. And you're trying to push a certain narrative,
Yeah.
so you just release it.
So all of the data that you give and the only trend you see is the one going in the direction that you want to talk about.
Correct.
Everything else is non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that far from being gullible, we are people of discernment who, the moment we see somebody pushing a thing too hard, we know it's not because it's so great. I always remember somebody who called us and said, them they don't take the vaccine, but when they see how hard the Prime Minister...
push it, do you remember that?
Yes,
he said, no, sir, me not take it again.
Yeah.
No, and from him see how the man push it hard, he know say, this is not something that I should just walk into.
And you notice you don't
And
hear
that's a part of our character.
gunfire about it these days, not even the boosters that people are pushing.
No.
in Jamaica,
America tried to distance ourselves from the booster.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But that point that you raised, and it backfired. When the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister just reflecting on the 2 years of COVID, they were pushing some things hard. And when it started backfire upon them now, them leave it back to the technocrats. And people are saying, but the technocrats do it now. But they were looking for the political mileage out of it, and it backfired. So, oh boy. But the greater thing is, when you see somebody pushing something so hard, Jamaicans say, so why you tell me that? You know, must be very obvious to us. So they might look to see what is behind of it.
Always. We know there's a hand behind the movement of things, and we look for it. And sometimes we can find it. Sometimes we can't find it. This apathy towards general elections come out of the same space.
Yeah.
That's what it comes from.
It is so
we are
sad.
reserving our position and taking a look and see.
Yeah.
Because you realize that you're in a box.
And people are still in that mode. This wait and see, look and see. I don't want to be a part of it.
That's why we need Jesus in them.
Very sad, very sad. You know, and
our
I
friends,
really hope that
our
it
friends
changes.
JPS are being very busy. Happy New Year to our JPS family.
Yes.
And of course, thank you for sharing love with us. JPS Foundation pays CSEC exam fees for 558 electrical. It's the electrical students. I'm sure the students are not electrical. I'm sure it's a course of study on which they're embarking. But Jamaica Gleaner likes to play with words when it pleases them. So 558 electrical students have benefited from the kindness of JPS.
And their new CEO.
Yes. Okay, his name is not here.
Well, there's a new CEO at JPS. It was doing the rounds, citing the paper. He remains the same, but there's a new guy who's an American who's taken over. So he was talking to the people in Montego Bay and so on. We need to find out.
Okay. Can I tell you something now? Guess what the 558 students, the fees for 558 amount to?
2.6?
$2.6 million. That's some people's phone light bill. Some people, that's what they pay. But 558 is a lot of students, and that's a blessing. But it don't cost much.
Yeah, but they would not have had to.
No, I'm not taking away from the blessing.
Yeah.
I'm running the comparison to what it took out of JPS pocket in comparison to the blessing it represents to these students. Because if you can't pay your exam fee, you can't write your exam, and that can set you back a whole year.
I said some people back for life that I know.
Who never get around to doing it.
Yeah, I know a lot. I have because he in church and you say, why you not doing this, boy? When time come for pay exam, you know, my parents them never have it, so I never do any exam and so on. And I think that's a narrative too that needs to change. Any person who is able to sit an exam,
they should be given the opportunity.
Of course.
If they have worked through the year, they have worked hard, and then October, November, they send it out for escape and CXC.
Yeah, man.
And you must, the school must find a way. The school must find a way. I know a lot of schools have their funds and they've got to the all students, the past student, but no child.
You're saying the school,
It's
not the school. The government, Ministry of Education. You don't educate me and can't test me.
It's the government.
What's the point?
Yeah.
You're right about spending the year learning something and then you can't be tested. You can't afford to be tested. It's better you don't give me 1 week of lunch and pay my exam fee.
True.
It's better you do that. But you see that whole business of the exam fee puts paid to the lie that there's free education.
Oh.
So hold on, who is talking about free? You hear anybody talking about free education these days? I know that.
No,
was
first they gotta
done
get over
long
the
time.
hurdle of, is there education?
Well,
as you talk about education, there is this new thing that the trend transforming education to something for national development. So there's a whole heap of dance move and thing. So I saw something on Facebook and somebody saying, why are we doing that? What we doing? Why is it the Patterson report has not been tabled and implemented after 2 years? 2 years? And that was transformative in terms of what they said. They say don't need any more money, you know.
Repeat, what was this dance thing about?
There's something that they call the trend.
No, but what was it?
The promotional campaign include dance moves. Can you show us
when
the
you
dance
say that,
moves?
No, when you say that, what I remember is the BOJ.
Bank of Jamaica, don't tear up the money.
Don't tear up the money.
No, man, the Ministry of Education have this thing, trend.
With Lally.
With Lally,
I think that's his name.
Oh, that is it.
Leg of the bird.
Oh, that's who he is. Poor
That's
me.
his song.
Right, okay.
So they use that entertainer to do that promotion about taking care of our new notes.
Yeah, but
everybody's doing it because one thing we're not short on this in this administration is promotion, the PR machine.
I thought you were going to say dancers.
No, the new
performers.
They can dance.
The new. What is the top person in the ministry outside of the minister again?
Permanent secretary.
The permanent. She was there. Dr. Cassandra was dancing about the trend and what it is, transforming education for national development, and it was using some dance moves. So another educator who has worked says, what happened to the Patterson report? It's 2 years. We are trending, we are doing the trend and not really putting in the things in place to bring about real transformation. Where's the money for early childhood education in this country?
By the way, who commissioned that report?
The GLP.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why you asked me that question? 2 years ago, yeah.
No, I asked. I mean. Anyway.
What is this now? I want to decant this.
You're taking liberties now with free-flowing Thursday. It's not that free-flowing.
What's a decant?
Maybe something from the church.
Oh, Dickens. Dickens? Dickens?
Oh.
Dickens? Dickens? Dickens?
It's a Dickensian comment from Charles Dickens.
Yes, could be.
Okay.
No, there's a headline from the international news that says cartel in Colombia forces locals to pay for makeshift Wi-Fi under threat of
but
death.
They put up them Wi-Fi and I say, listen, in that asking them or encourage them to come and buy from them and say, you must take it and pay for it.
Narco antennas.
If you don't, we will kill you.
My God, and they charge approximately 5,000 people elevated prices a month. Oh boy, that was to make money. So that's just organized crime at work.
I thought it was something related to Jamaica because me saying that to take the cake because like remember what happened in Western St. Thomas that when you want the free Wi-Fi.
The dead zones.
You saw Mrs. Patrice Charles thing come
Wow,
up.
people
Somebody-
were, but no, this is a story that says in a little town somewhere in central Mexico, the mafia, they call it the local mafia, put up a Wi-Fi network, built it with stolen equipment.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they charge people US $25 to $30 a month to use it.
Not that you're giving anybody ideas. Just
They'd have to be able to buy the internet bandwidth first. Buying internet bandwidth in Jamaica to resell it, I don't know, it's like buying a firearm. You do have to be licensed. The people were terrorized to contract the internet services at excessive costs under the claim that they would be killed if they did not, although they didn't report any such death. Anyway, it's just to show you how far organized crime will go. But listen to me. When the beast turns on itself, there's no predicting where it will go. Because you keep cutting people off at different passes until you have a cornered animal on your hand. And one thing you know about cornered animals, they will chew off their legs
In order to get out.
in order to get out.
They'll attack you.
And they'll attack you in your face, bite off your nose, dig out your eye, cripple you in order to get away from you. And this is what our own elected government is doing to us. Some of us are really feeling cornered.
You think so?
I do. I'm telling you, I'm still trying to remember what it was. Fishing permit.
Oh, that.
The fishing permit case. A fishing permit is really an environmental protection tool.
Correct.
It's not a money-making tool.
Right. Same like how data entry, data
And-
protection.
Yes. So, for example, if an area is well stocked and open for fishing, the permits that you give should not be such that a failure to renew it would result in a fine that is punitive to the extreme.
Yes.
Fishermen who fish for a living in the waters of Jamaica, not waters where, like, when NRC, I think, had said parrotfish, we're not supposed to see any parrotfish on the table, in the net,
Anywhere at all.
anywhere at all. Breach of that should be punitive.
Correct.
But a regular fishing man who go out in the morning, come back and sell fish, and it's regular fish, and he applies for, because the fullness of the story, then people say they apply for the renewal, but they were told not ready. I think from you have your receipt.
Of course.
To show that your application was submitted. No judge should be looking to impose those kinds of fines. And fines of that magnitude should not even be on the table for that kind of
in
offense.
situations like those, you'll have a turnaround.
How much
time.
You should, huh?
If you
$5 million for fishing water.
No, it's like, was it $300,000?
Something like $300,000 or somewhere
like that.
So if you caught fishing without a permit, that's what they are charged?
No, remember, court is discretionary, so it's not. The judge administered a fine. I don't know if they have fixed fines or if the judge could have. I'm not sure how it is structured. I didn't check, but what troubled me is that the judge make a decision like that and fine the people without some intervention from the regulatory governmental side. That can happen to anybody who have a permit and it was not renewed at the point when you went fishing. Or God forbid you go out and your permit expire before you come back in. And you're met at the shoreline by a regulatory office who says, let me see the permit. And it had expired while you were
But you
at
know
sea.
that you should have done it before.
Yes.
You know?
But to me, that is a sign of governmental overreach. To me, that's how I view it. If
Everything you have to do.
everything you're trying to do, dear God, the government don't make fish, they don't make sea. You go out to fish. You're not fishing in an area that might be restricted or controlled. if
I
they
set up a
say,
sanctuary.
yeah, come on, man, that's rough.
No, but you said it yesterday. Government is doing government in every era of our lives because of control. And what government should be, and this is our philosophy, is should facilitate, not seek to control and facilitate.
Yeah.
Facilitate people in terms of development of using their own initiative and getting stuff done. But more and more everything, you need that. Government is everywhere. And some things they have introduced. I said, but why am I have to pay for do that? Why am I have to pay for the license? Like the data protection. Am I mistaken? But I think in the law, when you register your entity, you have to pay something, or so?
Yes, at the conference they said that it's not free registration. It's an amount that the minister will fix and publish. It's 9:30 a.m. Time for the break. We'll return after the station break.
We're just a click away. www.bestfm.com. Streaming live on the internet.
Half a tree. 1 already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Yes, Jamaica and the world. You want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night, from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 357 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I invite you to join us for the Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ radio program with Elder Kendrick Murray, where we stand firm that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. This broadcast is heard every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and again on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. The church is located at 3550 Pleasant Valley Road here in Mobile, Alabama, in the United States. You may visit our website at sonofgodlives.org or our YouTube page at Minister K. Murray. Or you may call us at area code 251-300-8812. God bless you, and we look forward to you tuning in to the program.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. As we go into the final segment of our program this morning, we just want to say to those who are joining us, Percival, Minett, and Lowell, all wish you a happy, happy new year. We are hopeful about every new year because for us, every new year represents a new season, a period in which God will work with those who choose to work with Him and bring about remarkable change.
You need to say that again. God will do what?
God will work with all those who choose to work with Him.
It's a choice you make.
It is a choice you make.
Right.
And it's open to everyone. You know, I used to read scripture and become very, very sensitive about all the talk about the chosen people and the elect of God and so on and so forth. And with lack of proper understanding, I thought it was exclusionary. I did not understand that it is very inclusive. It is by your own free will that you step into that group. You can become the elect of God simply by accepting what He says and applying it in your life and allowing, through the agency of the Holy Spirit, God to work through you. He will manifest His great glory in your life. That is His will and His desire because He created us to be His human family. He didn't want angels. He was living around them all the time. Let me put it that way. He wanted flesh of His flesh, made in His image.
Spirit of His spirit.
Yes, because, well, He made us with flesh.
Yeah.
Put us in a particular domain where
Made us responsible.
we were to be His stewards and to carry out the mission as set. In the overall, though, we return to our spirit being and dwell with Him. Oh, I can't wait.
So the important thing is returning back to factory.
We're talking about being restored to factory setting.
Right.
The process of restoration, of course. He came down, manifested in the form of man, so He could be like us, dwell among us, give us an opportunity to study Him, since we were not studying the nation of Israel as we should. Because He did place them there and say, through this tribe of people, I will show myself to you.
How you must do things.
Yes.
And when we...
And the Israelites did their part, you know.
Yeah.
They lived everything that human beings can go through. Some things they did it twice. 3, 4, 5 times.
They suffered consequences.
And suffered the consequence so we could witness it firsthand.
And that's a significant thing,
Wow.
you know, that when you go through the biblical texts and the narratives and the different things, in all of what we see, it was always pointing to redemption and what God had said in original design, what we need to do. And we were reflecting on a lot of things we see happening in Jamaica, land that we love. And if we spoke about repentance and going back to what God has said, and we're looking at the headlines in terms of poverty and what the implications of that are, and how we as individuals can help to change what is happening. And it begins with us as individuals making decisions to live in good fellowship with our neighbors in terms of helping out. I say to people when I do funerals all the time, I have never done a funeral, and I've done a lot of funerals. And yesterday I did my 245th wedding, but...
Yesterday?
Yeah, 245th wedding. But in terms, I've done more funerals. You never, at a funeral, although I've seen where people have put stuff
all kinds of things
in the things, and then the following day when you go back, then and broke it and say a man go bury a man with gold chain and all of the things, and the following day check back, gone. And they can't take it anywhere. But what we do now, we pay it forward in terms of how we help individuals. We reflected on what we see happening in a lot of inner city communities and what needs to happen. And I tell people all the time, you change minds, heart, then you can change people's circumstances around about them. So we're talking about what the recent survey has said. And what is instructive to me is that the young people, and older people only, the 60%, 3 out of 5 of young individuals are saying the situation is not getting better for those who are poor. But yet on one hand, and we're talking about the whole thing with corruption, is it going well for, the signs are there, 4.5% unemployment, but it's not reaching the majority of the people then. Why do you think that is so?
Why isn't it reaching the majority of the people?
Yeah, because of the corruption in the system.
There's no intent for it to reach the majority of the people. Those who are putting out from the place you were just discussing, it's not their intention for it to reach the majority of the people.
Even though they get up and say, we know it's tough and so on, but we're doing it because it's going to get better. Because I'm just hearing the words of the Prime Minister. I'm hearing the words of the Prime Minister. Yeah.
Let me quote him.
Yes.
He speaks about a woman addressing him on New Year's Eve night, saying to him, and I don't know who the woman is, I have to assume it's a stranger.
Radam are the different people.
I don't know who
all the
yes.
time, yeah.
He says, a concerned woman voiced to him that something needed to be done to address the crime situation. And now becomes the misdirection. The Prime Minister says, even though he conveyed to her the statistics for 2023, which indicates murders were down approximately 7.5%. Major crimes were the lowest they have been in 22 years. She still insisted that something needed to be done about crime. Let's pause there, because the Prime Minister, reciting those statistics, is indicating that he's persuaded by them that all is well. Like he said, he tells her to comfort her that this is the reality. So he believes that reality. He thinks that a 7.5% decrease in murder, and that major crimes are the lowest they have been in 22 years, means we have done well. He thinks so, because he was offering it as comforting words to a citizen.
If you go back to yesterday...
So that's completely delusional on his part.
Yeah, but if you go back to yesterday, when the thing was about 60% of Jamaica feeling unsafe.
Unsafe. Yes. So he's in the dark about that. But he goes on. He says, that was very profound to me, because it says that though our economy is doing well, though we are building the infrastructure, though the statistics, murders are going down, violent crimes, serious crimes are going down, how people feel, what they're being exposed to, what comes across on their social media, it is having an impact on our mental health. The Prime Minister is saying that we are mad. He's saying that we are losing a grip on reality because we are not comforted by that nonsense he just trotted out. So now it's our fault.
Our problem is that
we're mad.
The problem we have is that we don't. Everything is an opportunity for a speech. Some things you don't take it and say, you know, you're right. We're trying our very best. Just help us, support us. Do
I don't
whatever you
understand
can.
a prime
But it
minister
must be a big speech.
who would say that we have mental health issues because we are not persuaded by the numbers.
We have had mental health issues because of the fear and the thing. What do you think about it?
That's what he's saying. He says it is having an impact on how we perceive our well-being, not what we're experiencing. You know, it's a perception. So this is you who's been treated, living the life of luxury, but still feel like something is missing.
Yeah.
What the rest of Jamaicans are feel.
But
He says it's just a feeling, it's not real.
It's an illusion.
He said it's a mental
It's just
health
an
issue.
illusion.
I make Percival dance.
What we really need now are psychologists and the people who will walk
They
us
keep
through these
pushing that
feelings
thing, you know, but it's,
that are not real.
Okay, and then he says, as such stated wholeness, to achieve peace in a more deliberate and non-political way, unity was essential. So it's a matter of politics. So Eman and Mark Golding were holding a bottle of sand as an act of unity.
It is my view that every prime minister, every minister of national security, who are also MPs, their constituency should be a model for the country to follow.
Yeah, but theirs can't be, because
I am
yesterday.
just saying.
Yeah, because yesterday.
Before you
somebody,
go on a pulpit and tell me all of these wonderful things, you are called leader.
You must
That
model
means
it. You must model it first.
Right.
Yeah.
You lead based on what you do.
Yeah. But that's what it is about, you know.
But of course, leadership.
Yeah.
So if you cannot be the model for others to follow, what are you talking about when you go on a platform to speak?
No, because think about this. Somebody called and said they never see it in all of them life. But I saw it yesterday when I was driving in the Prime Minister's constituency. I was looking at the sidewalks. They're painted green and white in all throat, you know.
Yeah, someone mentioned
Yeah, I saw it.
you checked and it's true.
I drive.
Yeah.
All the way down Olympic Way and those places. And I say, okay.
That's what they're doing inside of the place.
Yeah. All right, so we have a prime minister who thinks that we have mental health issues and that what we need is good therapy and an appearance of unity between the political parties. And that would set us right.
People's reality. Talk to the victims.
Yeah. That's denying the reality of my experience and telling me that it's just feelings.
Why, Mr. Prime
Take a pill and chill.
That's what you want me to do? Take a pill and chill?
I mean, say that. Does it sound like it's the time to say it? Let us thank Taki for the greetings he's giving us. Taki says, blessings for these beginnings of 2024 moving onwards.
Yeah, thank you, Taki.
Yes.
Well, we
bless
spoke
you
about
also,
new
my
beginnings, my brother. Yeah, we have to change.
You know, it's 9:47.
It's time to say bye-bye.
It's time to say goodbye. Whoa, I'm just looking at what the Prime Minister said, and I know that I'm going to be praying for him in a very special way.
And the Bible encourages us to pray in Corinthians about our leaders.
No, it's a very special way. May I shift the prayer now? We've been praying for wisdom and we've been praying for all kinds of things for our leaders. But this year now, I need to pray that he gets therapy.
We have to.
No, for a Prime Minister to say that it's an illusion, to say that we are denying the reality of these numbers that he and Mr. Bailey. So you want to know why Mr. Bailey gave those numbers?
Yeah, tell me.
To support the Prime Minister's argument that if we just focus on the numbers, that feeling we're having will go away. He did go on to say that they noticed that gang-related murders are going down, but domestic interpersonal conflicts are on the rise. That should you have to ask him that.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Gang murders have gone down, but interpersonal crime resulting in murder is going up. It tells a story that personal conflict is resulting in the violence. So we have to, and I did say it, from last year, I said, you're going to push on this point and you're going to pop up over there because God is telling us something about our overall behavior. And don't feel that when you slap a Band-Aid on one side, it's going to go away.
We're not telling him must change.
Change.
We've got to change. Values, attitudes, change.
He said crimes are going down, but violence is too much for us in our society. He added. I don't know why he separated violence from crime. You can't separate violence from crime. It's just one form of it.
Anyway.
Not all crimes are violently expressed.
White collar crimes are not violently expressed.
But I can tell you that every time you see violence spurring up, a crime has taken place.
Yeah.
All right, let's say our goodbyes for the day. I'm going to be heading to, it's a sad mission. My sister's
Bye-bye.
visit comes to an end.
Bye-bye,
So, you know, I'm so happy to have had them here.
I wanted to do
I hope
this.
they're listening or will listen.
Yesterday,
Not right now.
my father celebrated 82 years. That's my father-in-law. He was
Your
82
father?
years old yesterday.
Oh, your father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Michelle's dad.
but my father, they call him.
Well,
and him
No,
was,
but
Yeah,
you
your
have
wife are
to
one. But you
differentiate
have so
because
many
you tell we say your
families that
father
we never
dead.
know what you were talking about.
You can't tell we say your father dead and you come back and say him celebrate.
Achoo.
So you must.
You have to tell us which one.
Your
So
father.
which one are the father then?
Yeah, so we're happy for you and Michelle. She's
Yeah,
still
man,
has her
that's
daddy.
great.
And
Yes,
so do
nice.
you.
And my mother's is coming up too.
Yeah.
They are in Karen now.
Your mom will be 82 too?
No, my mom's gonna be on the 9th. Oh,
What year? How old will she be?
she'll be 88.
Whoa!
Okay.
And then on the 30th, I'm gonna be celebrating 30 years Miss Palmer put up with me. Can you imagine that?
Oh, she have an anniversary coming up too.
Yeah.
So do you need time off starting today?
No, man.
You have time off anyway.
No, man, we can't.
Well, you won't be here tomorrow.
Remember, so they on 21-day fasting.
I'm trying to give you what you already have.
Yeah.
You get tomorrow off.
Oh, really? No. No.
Oh gosh, back in studio, Lloydie, thank you for skillfully navigating us
Yes.
through the morning's program. Producer, presenter, thank you for wearing double hats this morning or triple hat, whatsoever you were doing, you did it well. And to my charming, urbane, debonair, you notice we're in the same kind of colors this morning.
I was going to
That's why
comment
you're
on it
getting-
at the beginning.
That's why you're getting all these compliments.
No, man, you give it
Thank
anyway.
you.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
you so much for keeping the conversation going and, you know, the great energy that you give as we journey through the morning. My mom said, what did she say? It's something to say that we fit.
So we have a good synergy.
Yes, but she didn't put it that way.
I
She
need to
said
meet
you
that
and-
Miss Palmer. I need to meet that
Well,
Palmer.
you know where to go.
Right, but Mount Moriah.
Yes.
That's fine.
Most famous address in the
I should
world.
go say, oh, come on, Miss Palmer. Ah.
That's a
No, she look and say,
Percy.
Minett, I didn't see a man this.
Percy. She listens to us, and I didn't tell her we were going to be off air. You know, so she was listening to the reruns.
Oh.
And my sister told me that, in the morning she asked. So we have one listener in that household.
Nobody else, yeah.
Pastor
Yeah.
P, man.
All right, have a
so
great
Pastor
weekend,
P,
everyone.
when we were
'cause-
going down the other day, we saw you on the road.
Are you on air?
Were you? Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Is that where your father-in-law is?
Yeah,
in,
man.
In that side of the world?
He's in
Okay,
Chains,
okay,
Mandeville.
okay, all right.
So did you stop and buy roasted and saltfish on your way back? Do you ever?
Not in a long time.
I haven't done it in a long time either, but I absolutely
Well, you see, they're
love roast
building
yam and saltfish.
apparently a mirror of that one over there.
So you can have breakfast on your way down and lunch or dinner on the way up. I used to stop and buy it and I'll bring it home, you know.
Yeah, it was great. But for me, as we close out, as a child, the journey to Mandeville for about a year was one that I took every day. Because my mom worked in Mandeville and I was
You were commuting.
to her and so I went
Yeah.
to
All right,
basic
let's say
school.
goodbye because it's almost 10 o'clock. Bye-bye, Lloydie. Have a great weekend. Also, to all of you all,
Take care.
goodbye. Thank you on
Bye.
here and online. Take care. We're going to talk about roast yam and saltfish
Some people
as we
say,
head out.
roast yam and saltfish.
That's it.
I love it. Yeah, we're off.
Bye.
I love it.
What's the matter, people? Solidarity. Solidarity. Everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. for a living. Everybody want their children warm. Everybody wants to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. Nobody likes to ask for money. Nobody likes to play the clown. Nobody likes to wait in a long line. Nobody likes being pushed around. Everybody wants a family protected. They want to express themselves. Everybody wants to live forever. Look at me, I ain't your enemy. Don't believe everything you hear. This is no time to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, yeah. Solidarity. 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 Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Hey, people! Everybody wants the same thing down there. Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. What we need, solidarity. Solidarity. Whoa, solidarity. Lord, solidarity. Oh yes, solidarity. 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 So let's do it a little by little. Rise from your sleepless slumber. Yes, 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 yes. We're more than sand and the seashore. We're more than